hear me? Sound test. Dun dun dun. All right. Let's see what we got. Yep, good. A little quiet. Yeah, it was away from my mouth. That's why. So, my own fault. Hey, Moose. Yeah, that was it. I was just getting everything all set up.
Repurposed freighter drifts through space.
Okay.
As you stare out at the star-flecked void, another ship comes in. Wait, is this sci-fi?
I thought we were watching yesterday. My apologies again.
Oh, did we?
But after
That's
hours
cool.
of was pulling my hair
out,
of smoke I figured out what the
in your
issue
nostrils.
was.
Hold up, I thought we were prepping for a zombie
really
apocalypse campaign. Alright, here's what we're doing. It's the year 3700. Humanity's elite fled to other planets long ago, taking with them all forms of advanced technology. Earth survivors scrape by with historic tools as weird phenomena plague abandoned nuclear sites. Witnesses report seeing glowing lights and the dead rising from their graves. And amidst the chaos, three strangers will meet in a dim bar.
We'll talk about that.
A veteran zombie slayer, a disgraced general out for revenge,
we have one
the space mercenaries sent to investigate the power plants. Now describe
way
your
down in the
characters.
negatives.
How do you do that?
Yeah.
I have the right tools for the job.
So, Barlow, yeah, Korg always takes a lot of chances, and so his halfling got pretty much slaughtered by the, at the very end of DMing. It actually was a devil. It was a customized infernal that the cultist, priestess, the purifier summoned underground, and but the witches, just two witches in a party is nasty because they can do all these curses with just no saves, and everyone's throwing spells at people with -3 on their saving throws. It's just nasty. It was fun though. Hey Mandy, how are you? I got once a raid or two or another channel closes up, I'll re-put you on. I got channel or two I got up already, but I will switch it once they are. I know they're done shortly.
A story once
What's up, Dragger? You got your game tonight?
was ageless. The dungeon
Comes
imagined without end.
Got a special guest tonight.
The curious are the ones most
Be on like
courageous.
7:30 my
the tree
time.
that endures has
Just
to
cool.
bend. From
Hey.
stillness, the
Hello.
mad mage
How are you?
is stirring.
Oh, good. How you doing?
Countless
Good.
voices, the castle takes shape.
I'm good.
Zagged
After
will
that
test the
debacle
enduring.
yesterday where I
Those
lost all
unlucky will
90%
Uh-oh.
of my.
I'm sorry I missed that. Yeah,
Oh, it was a great game.
out and
It
about.
was a
Yeah,
great game going on, and then all of a sudden I was 90% of my download and upload speed. Like,
yeah.
what
So
the
also you
hell?
had one of these Twitch hiccups that
Well,
I
it
had
wasn't Twitch.
Like,
It
oh,
wasn't
okay.
Twitch. It was my my machine.
Oh, okay.
So what happened was, I guess an update came in while I was streaming, and I had because I usually have them turned on.
Yeah.
The up-
So yeah, those update. Yeah.
I got a my Ethernet card is my Ethernet connection is a killer 2500. Apparently they haven't updated that driver in a long time. So when the Windows 11 update came in, it must have put a new driver in its place. It doesn't work. I mean, it's just ridiculous. So I had to go through this whole process of purging the DNS cache and all. And it took, I figured like this morning around 10 o'clock, I got a good night's sleep. I thought on it. This morning I'm thinking about I'm gonna have to buy a new machine because that's on the motherboard and all for downstairs. I'm like, I'm in a semi-panic, but I finally figured it out. So I had a 2023 version of the driver, erased the old driver, rebooted, purged the DNS cache, rebooted. Put the old 2023 driver in, rebooted.
Oh,
Then it was back up to full.
that's
Nuts.
the first world problems we have these days. Yeah.
Yeah, crazy. That's crazy.
Yep.
I mean, a normal person's not going to figure that out.
No, it takes you, but when you're in this, to your neck and stuff like this, you figure it out and you can Google it
I
and stuff like
tested
that.
all of my Orbeez, the router,
Mhm.
all the cables I had.
So you knew that the problem was not going out of your house; it was in your computer.
Right,
so to speak.
right. It was. I knew it was downstairs, so I thought it was either Orbi or my machine. The Ethernet card had just gone. Right.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, Coach Robert, but I can't update. That's the problem. When they update, it'll automatically, when a Windows 11 update comes in almost every time, it'll throw in these drivers that are not functioning for certain hardware pieces. And yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, remember that when you got a phone call on AOL or in a DSL line and you get disconnected? Oh yeah, man. Exactly. And so it was just frustrating, but I got through it and I got it back, and I was like, oh my god, I got it, because I didn't want to have to spend, it just doesn't make sense to spend a ton of money. Whoops.
POV, I had 30 minutes before my campaign group showed up, and I was
When I'm
totally
gonna have it.
unprepared. I grabbed my Ready, Set,
My
and
son's
Counter
not
box
watching.
and
I'm gonna have a
boom,
new,
everything I needed for an
his
epic
machine's gonna
session.
get
Adventure
replaced.
hooks, map
It's next to
tiles,
me
loot
for
tables,
Christmas.
stat blocks, and
Now that
miniatures,
machine will
all
be a
ready to go.
backup
My players still think I spent hours
his old
planning our
machine.
Great Dragon
There's
Encounter.
no point in me buying
If
another
you're a
one,
busy
you know what I mean,
dungeon
for a
master,
couple
get Ready,
weeks,
Set,
you know?
Encounter
So-
live
Yeah.
now on Kickstarter.
Yeah, just crazy stuff.
POV, I
That's
had
what
30
happens
minutes
when you're
before my
streaming
campaign
and
group
weird.
showed up, and
Like
I
that's
was
the
totally
weirdest out of all of them,
unprepared.
right? Like
I grabbed my Ready, Set, Encounter box and boom, everything I
and having
needed
to
for an
do
epic
all
session.
the-
Adventure hooks, map tiles, loot
tracking
tables,
down,
stat blocks, and
eliminating,
miniatures,
yeah.
all ready to go. My players still think I spent
Windows
hours planning
updates
our
really
Great
can just,
Dragon
yeah,
Encounter.
especially if you went from
If
10
you're
to
a busy
11,
dungeon
which
master,
that machine
get
did.
Ready, Set, Encounter
That's the
live now on
problem, right?
Kickstarter.
So yeah, that was it. So Rory from Disorderly Dice used to be on John's channel all the time, so you know him real well. Will be on 7:30, and the ever mysterious Tim will be on when he is on. Yeah, it's frustrating. But the game, we finished the game offline, which is okay. It was fun. Got it done, and everyone was happy. I'm sorry that
Awesome.
that was not live streamed. The last 45 minutes. It could have been way worse. It could have, it could have happened it could have happened Thursday night, right? During the Twitch for your partner thing. That would have been really screwed. It's crazy. What time is it? It's early.
Yeah.
Good. This is another topic added that came out of the game yesterday beforehand.
Okay, good.
Because
Yeah.
I'm like, I hate that idea. I hate that that is. I hate that that's published source. I hate wherever it came from, and then I end up using it.
I think this is a great topic. There's
cool.
several angles to this. So
Right,
yeah,
right.
it's a
All
great one.
sorts. Streaming, conventions, rules,
Yeah.
play style, all sorts
Yep.
of stuff. Tim said
And we all
something.
have different.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
Meaning our comfort zones are different,
Sure.
individual for DMs and our pressure points, so to speak, which is
Absolutely.
really good for. And some of you in the audience here are expert DMs who DM for longer than I have, and so I'm probably not longer than Jay, but probably
Yeah,
longer
no,
than
it's
me.
all
Some of
good.
you, but
No,
yeah, so some of
absolutely.
you are super experts who've done it for decades. Some of you are new. A few of you might never have taken the plunge into running
maybe
your own
considering
games and
it.
stuff. Yeah.
No.
So I think this discussion could be interesting for all.
Yeah.
Yep. Hopefully. Yeah.
Surely. What I should have done, and I was just too frazzled yesterday, was I should have taken some stills, and then I could have shared them tonight, but I wasn't thinking, and I'm sorry about that.
Or if you had, or can't you record in your
I could have,
software?
that's another thing I could have done. I wasn't
exactly.
thinking.
That's exactly. You have to, and when everything goes haywire, that's not.
Yeah, I just wanted.
I
wanted to get it done, and I knew that delayed us by like 20 minutes, and I didn't want to keep them too long. So Bella had a cosplay stream, and she had to get all, she had to get all makeup up for it and all. So I just didn't want to, I didn't want to do that to her, So yeah. All right, I'll come live a couple minutes early. It's not going to hurt anything. All right, and I think I need to. Yep, there we go. Good. Let me go to the other screen to make sure that this.
Oh yeah, that you have that set up.
All right, there, it's good. Woo. Okay,
good.
Look at that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
We are good.
First, I have an anecdote.
Please.
Because Jay, you have complained that you think it's too much Vecna. And I think my Vecna threshold has been passed. And in a way I never ever thought would happen ever in my life. But it's interesting. Meaning I love aviation and I'm a flight sim freak too, so I do fly sim. God damn, Vecna is invading my flight sim. This is real. Yeah. It's funny. Microsoft Flight Sim have a Stranger Things crossover coming very soon.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So Vecna will literally be in my flight sim.
So it's just going to show up and crash your plane or something?
No. They had a short trailer that was like 30 seconds or a minute. So apparently there are some missions that do flying in the new season. I haven't seen it yet. So they fly a helicopter, maybe some small planes in GREYHAWK, the town where Stranger Things is playing out. So what they've done is that as a sort of promotion for Netflix, you can fly these missions in the sim evading Vecna or something. They were so brief that there was only like a couple of screenshots saying, oh, it's coming to my Stranger Things. And never ever in my life I thought I would have to have Vecna in my flight sim.
My God. So that's too much.
But it's kind of funny. So I realized I need to watch Netflix or their season 5, the new season. So I'm going to start watching it now. So
no, I just had too much going on. Flying A10.
In this screenshot that was like one of these old UE helicopters or something like that, and because it's like set in the 80s originally, but now I don't know if the new season is set in today's time. I don't know. I haven't seen
like
it.
80. Well, they're like they only did 84, 85 if I recall. So it was like,
okay, so it's back in the 80s.
85, so that's why it kind of connected with me right off the bat.
Yeah.
So
but I thought it was just funny that I never thought I would have a version of GREYHAWK in my flight sim officially. So I never thought that would happen, and I'm intrigued, but I also think that my Vecna threshold has been passed.
Yeah.
Yes, I think so too.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah, so when I saw that, I thought about you, Jay. Said, "Damn, they pushed my Vecna threshold too." And I never thought that there will be a reason for me to talk about flight sim on the show here. But I think this kind of was a crossover that I needed to mention at least just for fun.
Yeah, Moose. So I have a weird GaryCon announcement as we're waiting. It's only 6:57. It's not even 7 o'clock yet. So here's my weird GaryCon announcement. So we're gonna have a cool our GREYHAWK seminar is gonna be in a cool place. Josh is like, hey Jay, I messed up. I got conflicts, So I'm gonna play. I'm like, I'm gonna play this cool. Whatever he recommends, I'm gonna say yes. That way I can get more out of Josh. You know me, I'm always trying to angle with Josh, right? In GaryCon. So he's like, I could do this, this, and this, but I can keep it at your same time, which is on Thursday from 2 to 4. If you'll have it in the bar Evolve. And I'm like, sure, why not? So our GREYHAWK seminar will be in Evolve.
Awesome.
There you go. Because they're technically not open till 4, right? So yes. The angle, you know me. Yeah. So that's where our seminar is going to be this year. So come in. I don't know if we can get the bar open early for drinks while we're doing it. But yeah, so and I'll be right next
I
door
can
because
have
I'll
my
be
spotted cow
yeah,
I
spotted
can have
cows
my
at 2
spotted
o'clock.
cow at the
Yeah,
yep.
exactly. So that was a little minor thing that happened today, but just fun stuff, fun stuff. It'll be good.
Yep.
So all right, so
Mm-hmm.
this discussion came, once again. I always do this for better or for worse. When an experience happens, I'm like, how can I convert that into a talk show? Well, and I talk over this with Sam a little bit. The things in Greyhawk that the world of Greyhawk is open and empty when this. Now I have these out. Also, I'm in a fog. I got these out today, and this is for Wednesday's stream. So I don't know what the hell I'm thinking because Wednesday we're doing these too, right? So, but when the World of Greyhawk Folio came, so it's here. I might as well use it. When the World of Greyhawk Folio came out, there's a couple cities, but it's empty, right? And you know what I mean? Those
Mm-hmm.
hexes are 30 miles.
Oh yeah, but
You know,
that is the nature of Greyhawk. It's been
yeah,
filled gradually over half a century of
right.
publication. Yeah.
But as this stuff comes in, and I call it the retconning in, trying to explain stuff, add stuff in,
Mm-hmm.
and some of that I hate.
Oh yeah.
I hate the
No,
moonbow.
I don't hate it because
Yeah,
it basically gives me options. I can keep using
true.
the old or I
Yeah,
can adopt the new.
hate's a
So
strong
so
word.
I yeah, so I basically see it as options, just like fan content. Fan
Right.
content is I basically look at all Greyhawk content the same. It's more like if it's published content, then I hope at least that it has better underpinnings and so on. But nowadays, I realize some fan content is better researched than published content. But for me,
Right.
it's like, okay, I need to look at this, and then I realize that, okay, that is so good, it will add to or even replace what I previously thought about in my campaign.
It
So
does
that's
make
how
me
it,
get to pick and choose. But like
yeah.
my list.
Hmm.
Philidor's dumb. Why all the elves
Yeah.
decide to go to Lendor Isle is dumb. Okay, I'm sorry.
Well,
It's just
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
from my perspective, it's too Tolkien-esque. I don't want
Right,
my
right.
elves to function that way,
Right.
so to
And
speak.
I'm just
But on
giving
the
you
other,
some examples of stuff
yeah,
that you're never gonna see that stuff in my campaign.
yeah. But on the other hand, I screwed up my elves in other ways that I think a lot of other Greyhawkers probably say that,
Okay.
nah, that's not my Greyhawk, so to speak. Just like Carl Sargent took Tolkien-esque aspects of
Deep.
them and made,
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and made his,
Yeah.
and I was like, nah, I don't like them that much, so I'm going to do it another way, so to speak.
That's cool, Blade. That is awesome. It's great to hear it too. Starting up a new one.
Oh, great. Yep.
But one of these things that I get on you and there's you and Sam on is the Foltus stuff. And right. So I love Foltus, right? But I hate. Yeah. So it's gonna be interesting teaching you how to play. Yeah. I hate. I hate the evil Dimri Foltus storyline. I think it's stupid. But what did I do in Saturday morning's game? The bad guys, which had a group name, the Purifying Light, right?
Hmm.
Not the Blinding Light, but the Purifying Light, were a bunch of witch hunters, all Foltus followers from Dimri. So there you go. So I was thinking to myself, good. I don't feel bad now if I get to kill them all off.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, to me
yeah,
it was interesting. In the beginning, I loved the Dimrians, so to speak, and their
right,
different approach being much more, I would say, morally repugnant or whatever,
right,
and stuff.
right,
So, but but it was interesting. So I went with it, but then I realized that okay, now decades or like a decade, 15, 20 years later, the Faultians in the Pale took the same moral journey, so to speak, for a different reason than the Dimri ones did.
right.
So in my campaign, both the Faultians in Pale and the Faultians in Dimri are both morally repugnant, but still hate each other
Right.
and are at odds, but they're both so that has taken an interesting turn. So that might be in my campaign. Maybe these two realize that now we have the same morals again, so maybe we don't need to disagree on that anymore, so to speak. So that might be an open question. So but on the other hand, I don't campaign in that area, so this is more like superficial ideas that I keep in the background on the back burner. So if my campaign goes in that direction, then I need to start setting down my foot and decide, okay, this is the way it is. Because everything is like, my campaign is like Schrodinger's campaign until you reach that point. All options are on the table. Once the players are there, they experience it, then we nail it down. That's what actually happens, so to speak.
And I just yeah, and this one I just ran with it. So
Yeah.
I made them completely arrogant. So they're coming to the
Mm-hmm.
area near Altamira through
Yeah.
Selene because they say,
Yeah.
"Oh, these people don't. These are not. There's no hardcore adventures here. A bunch of chumps. We're gonna make a ton of money. There's these witch factions here. We're gonna capture
Yeah.
all these witches, get rid of them, purify them, and we're gonna be, we're gonna be great and all." So I played it up. I played it up. And they were vile. They were vile people. The one was licking a Myriad's character's hand, saying she was very salty tasting, all sorts of weird
Mm-hmm.
stuff, right? And then none of you saw online the Purifier. She was a decent level quasi elementalist, but having two witches in a party with all these spells with no saves was ridiculous. It was awful. So
Mm-hmm.
I got my ass kicked for the most part, but it was out of my comfort zone. I took something I really don't like. Hey, thanks, B-Town. Really appreciate it. I took something I don't like, which was this going beyond the lawful neutral aspect, but these evil Fultus worshippers, I put them in my game. So, yeah. Yeah, quasi-elementalists have lightning, magnetism, and radiance, one of the custom classes of mind and elementals. Um, gratuitous. That's it, Sam. I just went with it, man. I went with it. I know
Mm-hmm.
I wanted to get the party members a little disgusted by them so that they really, and the one rogue chick's character, Aurora, was captured by them and they rescued her. She wasn't there in that game, but she was the one in the cage. It was they sold her to the warlocks because they were going to use her in a ceremony. So she really had a beef with them. So yeah, it was good. It worked out. Unfortunately, you didn't see the end on that stream because of my stupid issues with a driver for my Ethernet, for my killer Ethernet card. Ridiculous. So yeah, and that's it. And that's an example of me going outside of my comfort zone with something that I'm like, I'm never using this. Now there's stuff I'm never if I use Philidor ever, it's going to be as a gag, right, or a joke. You know what I mean? He's going to show up playing tennis or something. I don't know. But I'm not going to have him as a serious aspect. So tieflings, uh, Jeff, we have tieflings. We have tieflings. They're called alu demons and cambions. They're tieflings. They're more powerful than tieflings. They're much more rare than tieflings, right, Anna? You have your character is an alu demon.
Yeah,
Uh, uh,
I like to play on the Cambion theme in
yeah,
various, and you can
it's a
you
good
can
point
call
though, Jeff.
different of them. Meaning you can call some Cambions tieflings, some are Allodemons, whatever. It's like Orog, Urukai, and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
You can use those naming conventions for or schemes for various versions of half fiends of various kinds, so to speak, if you want to. So yeah.
That's cool, Rob. And David Leonard, Lord, that's good. Yeah, so I've always loved the Cambions, especially when a lot of them got named, Jeff,
Mm-hmm.
and Eyes the Evil, a lot of them. But like, was it Zestra, right? Zestra was your Alademon?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Zestra, Anna's an Alademon that she's wandering about my Greyhawk now, kind of a bounty hunter type. I think she's a mage thief. Mage Assassin, something like that. Yeah, I have everything. That's another one. Comfort zone. So, Jeff, have you ever heard that story? Why I don't have Sonics in my game anymore?
I
I
know you
thought I
don't
turned.
have it, but I'm not
Yeah.
sure. Maybe you
Okay.
told it sometime, but
I'll tell it again.
yeah, yeah,
That's a good one,
please.
Jeff. And Tim will verify this whenever he gets on. So we're doing new characters up, and it's this group of Marco's friends, right? The high school friends. Wayne, another Bill, a couple other guys. So there's five characters that are being made up. Four of them, I said, bring your character sheets. I trust you guys, because I do that with my players. Four of them rolled up psionics out of five characters. All four of them randomly rolled cell adjustment as an ability.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I'm like, oh, that's it.
Yep.
Yeah, that was it.
Yeah. My problem with psionics, especially the way it was implemented in AD&D, is that most of it seems to have to do with the physical world, meaning you can do telekinesis, you can lift things, so you can shove it around and you can heal your body and stuff. For me, psionics should be powers of the mind, with the mind, so to speak. It's not, you don't tweak around the physical world directly, but you tweak with the mind. So in Hawktails, there would definitely be psionics, but I will call them cerebral magic instead. But so it's the stuff. And for instance, it will be like you can read other creatures' minds, which can be super useful in combat because you can detect intention. You can detect another creature being hostile to you, so you can read their thoughts and their intentions, which means that you can defend better and you can attack better. So you get advantage both ways in combat, for instance, which could be really, really useful. And so stuff like that. And so you can do various things. You can see through their senses and you can use them to snoop on others, etc. So on. So because so I try to use psionics is definitely there, but it's not the psionics we have from traditional sci-fi shows that it's
Right.
in AD&D. But on the other hand, I understand the old D&D, that old psionics, because that was the psionics that was available. So I can understand where the inspiration came from.
Right.
But I wanted to do it differently in Hawktails. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't. So I'm talking like the quintessential mind, like the blasts, right? The sonic blasts
Yeah.
are in with
Exactly. That's the, yeah.
monsters, and
Hmm.
that can drive a character insane, even kill them, or
Yeah. Hmm.
take out their mental ability, all sorts of things. But I don't need it. There's enough going on in the game, and my characters have enough. It's a magic-rich environment, right?
Hmm.
So there's a lot of
Yeah.
magic items. There's a lot of
Yeah.
goodies. I don't need it.
Hmm. Yeah.
I just
But
don't need them, mine.
yeah,
So
but
yeah.
some sort of psychological mind bending and rules in a fantasy game, I think it's really cool to have there. But then I want that to be about the mind and its
Right.
effects, not about manipulating the physical world. It should
Understood.
be about the mental side of things, meaning it should affect the three mental abilities that you have in D&D, for instance, not the other ones. So nothing, you should only cover things that you can do with an intelligence, wisdom, or charisma roll. Nothing you do with dexterity, strength, or constitution. That's that. Then I think it's more interesting. But that's my take on it. Not.
Right.
I'm not saying other people do it wrong. It's just that that's the way I try to want to
Yeah.
do it. Yeah.
And we've come to a consensus with all my core group that
Yeah.
we
Hmm.
don't need it, and
No,
therefore,
and we did the
if,
same
yeah,
thing. Yeah.
yeah. And hey, a lot of people may want to have a Sonic rich world, especially if you're a Dark Sun player, right? It's
Hmm.
cool. I have
Yeah.
nothing against anyone using Sonics in their campaign. It's just
No,
not
and if
for
if it's
not for
fun at
me.
your table for your
Yeah,
group, then run with it. Yeah. Hmm.
absolutely. All right. So what was that? Beyond the glittering veil. All right, you're gonna make me check here, aren't you? But I'm going to. Give me a second here. A timeline. Just have all these. I haven't updated it. I certainly haven't done it in the last 50 adventures. I know that for a fact. Oh, that's Gabbin shows. Shit. Hold on. Where is the adventure log? Adventure log updated. It's not updated for 2025. I am way behind on logging all these adventures. So
Hmm.
let's take a look. We're gonna type in beyond and just see what comes up. How's that? Because you got a reason for asking me this. I see. So here we go. Beyond. I spelled it wrong, so nothing came up. How's that? Oh, plus I'm finding in the wrong spot. Give me a sec here. Find. Why isn't that coming? Find. Why isn't it beyond? B-E-Y-O-N-D. Spell it right, you dumbass.
That usually
B-E-Y-O-N-D.
helps.
Yeah.
Yep.
Beyond the Crystal
There-
Cave. All right.
Mhm.
Nope, that's not beyond the. Three more. Beyond the Light of Reason, number 469. The Palace Beyond.
Okay.
And Riches Beyond Comprehension. That was at GaryCon last year. So the answer is no, I have not run Beyond the Glittering Veil in Dungeon 31. Okay. Yep. So good ones. What's up? Yeah, isn't that great? That's Monty Hall days, Chuck. 1980, 1981. We all had characters named after ourselves. They've all moved on. So,
But that's also, especially if you mix around the letters, it's a good old Greyhawk tradition that you put your name in there somehow, so to speak. But you kind of
yeah, I
need to
remember
put-
the stats to start. 17 intelligence. I'm sorry. It went 17 strength, 13 intelligence, 17 wisdom, 15 dex, 17 con, and I don't remember charisma. And then we added comeliness, so but that was back in the day. No 18s. So Chuck, yeah. Yeah, so sponsors a feel of 20th account. Makes you wonder what Carl Sargent, actual parapsychologist, could have done with it. Well, I mean, the complete psionicist handbook is out there for second edition. I imagine I didn't even have it. I've never looked at it because it just doesn't interest me for the campaign. I mean, I'll go 100 different directions. So, like, we're talking about comfort zones here. I don't have a bad. I'm not in a negative comfort zone when it comes to if I see something that is first edition, second edition, and it's good, and I'll add it. Like I got, the Warlock class is in a playtest now, and it's going to be a PC class, and it's not the fifth edition Warlock; it's a Timothy Branham Warlock, right? So that is coming, and maybe we'll have it. Maybe I'll get to the point where I will have it. Bring this up. Maybe it'll get to the point where and we just talked about this a couple weeks ago. I'll have one of these as playable at GaryCon, or or at Page in one of the games. So yeah, that's coming, definitely. So not out of the comfort zone. Great, yeah. The Book of Sonics. You think Michael works the best? Okay. Mythmere just put out the one I'm dissecting. All right, cool. Very cool. I know we have looked at it, but I don't think any of my players ever rolling up. I don't think any for not saying my memories. Dude, I understand that. And CZ has a Warlock too. That's cool. Yeah, I like Brandon does great stuff. His Witch is the PC Witch I use is his first edition one, his OSR first edition one. The NPC Witch is a hybrid of that and the what's it, Dragon 106. The High Secret Order. So, and we went over that a couple shows ago. That's a great. Well, Jeff, it is. Running a published module is hard to do when it's streamed. That is dead on. You were dead on with that. But I thought I did a pretty good job with Baltron speaking. In 24-hour stream, we went 15, 16 hours with the terrain and everything, So that is true. It's difficult. Dungeon crawls that are made, well, for me, dungeon crawls that are made with the entire map is on one page, right? Whether it's, everyone tried to fit everything they could on a page. I mean, look at Rob Kuntz's stuff for El Raja Key. Oh my God. I can't put that on a table. You can't put it's almost impossible.
Yeah, but there, Jay, you have an interesting meaning that depending on how we visualize or not visualize our games, we will have different things that are difficult, so to speak.
Yeah.
Yeah, in your case, when you have a game table, then it's really huge places, like huge dungeons and stuff, that becomes, or have lots of scenes, maybe, so you switch from one to the other. You're more limited on redecorating, so to speak. Hello.
Tim's
But-
camera's fixed too. That's another thing that got resolved.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yes.
Yes.
All I had to do was shave off part of my beard and it fixed it.
Oh,
Yes.
there you
It was
go.
Yes.
just
Yeah.
too much gray
Yeah,
hair
there you
on the.
go.
Why you could use some Brill cream there. A little dab will do you. No.
I don't even know what that is.
Come on, that was a commercial from the '70s. That was
Well, I
to
remember
take
the
the
commercial, but
yeah.
that was before my age. I'm not that old, Jay.
You're only a year younger than me, dude.
Yeah, but still,
That's an
Yeah,
important year.
yeah. So we're talking out of the comfort zone stuff there. There he is, the ever mysterious. And my example was I ran the evil Fultians yesterday out of Dimri in the game as the bad guys. But I hate the idea.
what do you hate now? Say it again.
In Dimri, in the Bandit Kingdoms, there's a sect of Foltis worshippers that are lawful evil. And I really hate the idea. But Anna and Sam love the idea.
Well, I would say,
Which idea? Sorry. Yeah.
Evil Fultians. Pure evil
well,
Oh, okay.
Fultians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
well, the thing is, with lawful neutral, it's a slippery slope because
Yeah.
lawful wants control, and if we carry the
Mhm.
control too far, you always end up being evil because you end
Yep.
up controlling too much.
Mhm.
So it's not
Yep.
necessarily they're, doing obviously heinous things, but they could be like, I'm sorry, these are the rules, and the rules are so controlling that,
Yeah.
maybe they get draconian. We voted on the laws. I'm sorry, it's
Yeah.
death
Yeah. They
sentence for breaking
become
a
evil
window.
by practice rather than by intent, so to speak. Or yeah.
Right. So that you could, do it that way, but
Mhm.
I got it. Yeah.
all
Yeah.
those non-lawful good ones are pretenders. They've been deceived.
Yeah, just like societies in real world, sometimes you go overboard, and I find it interesting that that can happen in a fantasy world too, and I also think it can be interesting from a cultural perspective that the Fultians who fled north, they did that, they self-selected. They are the ones that, because the Hextorians and the Fultians that stayed might have been the nice ones that the Hextorians didn't see as competitors or something like that. So the Fultians that took refuge up there might originally be the most devout ones that were most rigid and stuff that didn't feel like they fit in properly down in the Grey Kingdom originally, so to speak. So that might be it's same thing with Heronians who probably when Grey Kingdom started going downhill, more of them fled west. So that's why we have more Heronians in Furundi, Shield Land, and Nairon than we have back east. So you can have these political, cultural kind of things that evolve over time. So look, just like America is full of a lot of Christians of various denominations that felt that Europe wasn't their home, like Quakers and all sorts of Christians that were prosecuted in Europe who fled to North America because they found safe havens here. And so I could see similar mechanisms in Greyhawk, so to speak. And they could be obvious or they could just be subtle or
Hmm.
this is a dumb idea if you don't like it, so to speak. Yeah.
So Tim,
Yes.
last year at Page, right? Was your first time DMing to people you didn't even know?
Yes, I knew some of the people at the table, but there was a person I didn't know.
Right,
Yeah.
but that was the first time you ever did it at a convention.
Yes.
And this year's your second time.
Yes.
So what gave you the gumption to take that leap outside of that
Uh,
comfort?
I don't I don't know. So D&D is kind of like a DMing is kind of like a performance art a little bit, there's
Hmm.
the science of it and there's just the mechanics of it and the organization of it. And it's also you have other interactions, so it's kind of a performance art too. So,
It
and
is.
that's fun to do. And yeah, so I figured, yeah, why not?
It is. My first one was scary, and that was not that long ago.
I
'Cause
was,
we never we never went outside of our group. That's why I was
yeah.
so insulated for 37 of the
I,
years, first
yeah. Was
37
it
years.
PAX Unplugged that was
PAX
your
Unplugged
first?
2018.
Yeah. Wow.
That
Yeah.
was the first time I ever DM for people, and the whole group was people I didn't know. None of
Yeah.
them.
That
I
was,
think.
yeah, sorry.
Well, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say I did that really, really early. I did that when I back in the about 1990 or something like that. And that was the thing. I bought part owner of a game store, and all of a sudden I had to I was they invited me to we were part of the crew that ran GothCon, the one early ones in that was a in the Gothenburg, the biggest in Scandinavia. It was like few thousand people,
What year?
and that was must have been 80, 88, 87 or something like
Okay.
that.
Okay.
Yeah. So
That's early.
that was those, yeah, those were the first times that I ran games at conventions. And but I wasn't that it wasn't that terrifying in that sense that I knew that no one else had played much longer than me. So that was my saving grace, so to speak. I knew that whoever sits at the table, at least I play D&D as long as that person has. So I don't have to worry that much. But then it became later on I did a lot of other debuts, so to speak. But I did my running at conventions really, really early. But on the other hand, it was so non-controlled. I wrote my own adventure and I just ran it the way I saw it, and it was kind of, yeah, it was not that organized in that sense. Conventions weren't that organized back then either.
Right.
So yeah, at
Well,
least not in Sweden. Yeah.
yeah. I'm not going to forget this, and it's 82, and I got to go over to Gen Con East, right, at Widener, and I got his signature. It's the only time I've ever met him, only ever met him in person, and I was what?
Damn.
I
Yeah.
was 14 or 15. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm seeing all these tables around here, and I'm like, man, I'd love to do this. This would be cool to have all, and there wasn't that many. And I'm probably walking by people like I know today. I mean, I don't know if Len was there or Zeb or who,
Damn, you could have met him back
when
then.
I was a
Yeah.
kid, right? But
Yeah. Hmm.
it's just a different perspective, right? And to
Oh
so
yeah.
all those
Yeah.
years,
Hmm.
I mean, I went to some local cons, but never got in and DM'd stuff. And and I look at it back, I'm like, my God,
Yeah.
waited a long time,
Oh no.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
For me, it was a huge step when I
yeah,
DM'd in English the first time. When I sat down when I moved here, and I had I had
uh,
actually DM'd both in Finland and in Germany at conventions and get-togethers in English, but then it was for non-native English speaker. That's a lot less tempting or intimidating. It's when you have to DM to people in their language that is not your native language. That
that's
is a
tough.
huge thing.
I
Yeah,
can't
that was
imagine
a
that.
yeah,
I
that
can't
was
imagine
a
Yeah.
huge
Yeah.
leap of
I'm
faith,
never. I'm
so
not
to
going to
speak.
do that till I master English. Once I master
There you
English,
go.
I
Yeah.
might move to another one.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Safari's actually from Sweden, not Finland. So she takes you to Finland, she may lose you there right on the border with the Russia.
Yeah.
So
Hmm. Yeah. Yep.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Both Finland and Sweden have big
big
role-playing game communities,
yeah.
so they're really into it. Yeah.
Nothing to do in the winter if you're not into winter sports.
Exactly. That's the thing. And Iceland has it too. I've never gamed in Iceland though, but I've heard they have it. So yeah. Hmm.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, I found that it was less comfortable online doing the online DMing than it
Oh,
was
Yes.
in
That's.
person. Now, to
Hmm.
be fair, when I did it in person at Page, I'd already, streamed DMing, a number of times.
it
And,
didn't
and
take
my
me months
time
to
and my
convince
and
you
my
to do it.
timing was, my
Yeah.
timing and management of the scope got better.
Yeah.
So
The online stuff had to help you for the con because
yeah, oh, yes,
I'm
yeah,
always
yeah,
always on you.
Yeah.
yeah.
Time.
You're like, yeah,
It's
you
tough.
get too
So
late, and then sometimes you're like, you're early.
Yeah.
yeah,
And
absolutely, and that's always a bonus if you finish a few minutes early. So
yeah. And
yeah,
a big thing for me that is going out of my comfort zone is if I run content that is not my own GREYHAWK campaign with my own stuff, so to speak. That is a huge, meaning I ran the way to get into gaming here. I played a lot of Pathfinder organized play when I moved to California. That's how I got into gaming circles around here. And then they quickly say, "Oh, you should run games." So that's how I started to DM here. Was like, "Oh, damn." So then I had to first play in Pathfinder rules, which wasn't a big thing because I used that as well. So I just couldn't house rule. You had to follow the rules when you do organized play. That was one of the big things. But it still feels a bit like when you organize play, meaning it's like doing a job versus a hobby, because all of a sudden it's like, okay, you need to follow the rules. This is the module. You need to read it. You need to follow every
Well,
step of the way, so to speak.
so before I took a leap that I'm glad I didn't go back. That I was able to go back on the COVID one, the 2020.
Okay.
I signed up to be a DM judge for the GREYHAWK Open, but for the one, with all the groups and all, that they're
The
always begging for DMs. Stromberg's one, the big
Oh,
one,
okay.
the big tournament,
Yep.
right? And this is John Birchfield entered the waiting room.
Is it him or is it Rory?
It says John, John there, Rory. You scared us for a second there. Oh, that was awesome. Yeah,
Welcome.
and so I didn't have to do that. And then you're right. And me being a judge and not knowing the point system or anything, I was a little intimidated. But they needed someone. They were short, but it never happened because of the. It never happened because of COVID. And then I realized when we started going in 21, nah, man, I'm doing my own stuff. So yeah, judges are usually fair to fires, but I just didn't realize what I was getting into. What's up, Curtis? So everyone, welcome Rory from Disorderly
Well,
Dice.
judges are usually fair, but I mean, you're not fair. So
What? I'm not fair? Why am I not fair?
that's just been my experience. I guess the experiences may vary.
Oh my
I'm just
God.
teasing. I'm just
I
teasing.
know. Wow. Wow, man.
Shots fired.
Shots fired.
I'm just kidding.
So Tim, say hi to Rory.
Hello,
Formerly
Rory.
working with John at Blue Box and now on his
Yeah.
own. So
And I will say that Rory was actually the person I actually thought of. You saved Jay's character's
yeah,
hide.
yes.
It-
Rory the Sea Mage.
Yeah,
I
because
was
he
gonna
asked
say,
for
so
help, and I said a sea mage, and I had to think of somebody, and I was just, I had seen something online, whatever, recently, and I said his name's Rory.
Yeah.
I had tuned into that the session when you guys were talking about that. I was like, did I say my name?
Yeah,
Because
exactly.
my name
Yeah.
is like, I don't hear my name. Maybe if I went over to Europe, maybe I'd hear it more.
You
But
heard it on that game.
I did.
Yeah.
I absolutely did.
So everyone, welcome to Rory. He's got a channel that is running now, but we're going to help him uplift, try and get that thing moving, along. He's part of the stream team already. And yes, Blue Box, definitely. So, first things first, man, the journey to this point. And we know John's off and disappeared, and good for him if he's happy. But what has it been like the last 2 years?
Getting comfortable in my own skin. So I was listening to you guys,
Yeah.
and I think it was that because even just some of the stuff I wrote down, right, is like why did I do this to begin with? I moved back. I say life happened, right? We all know kind of I think
Right.
what I mean when I say life happened.
Yep. Yep.
Right. And then I moved back to this area in Minnesota because why else would you move back to an iceberg? And so then
Yeah.
a friend of mine got me into it and I started playing. Then I started DMing. And it's very intentional. Like, I don't like to host, but it's like, okay, so I'm going to do this because I have to host. And so just getting out of my skin. So the last couple of years was like, you know what? Whatever happens with a stream happens with a stream. Let me just give fun to my players. And so that was that over the last 2 years, what's been the journey, just learning to let the game be and have fun.
Yeah.
Which is extremely hard for me at times.
Well, you kept Blue Box alive for a long time. I mean, you were still on there up to what?
Oh, yeah.
3 months ago? 3 months ago.
Yeah,
You know?
something like 4 months ago when we ended our 3-year campaign with Fall of Red Dawn.
Mm-hmm.
And then now we're just starting up 2 more campaigns at the beginning of the year. So, yeah, there was a little bit of partially just finishing out the campaign, and we had a platform to do that. Partially just giving respects, and then now it's like you said, it's a new journey, new brand, and moving forward with the same old great friends. So
That's awesome.
yeah,
That's awesome. And it's a fun journey. You
oh
know,
yeah.
when I look back at 2016, 17, and I get taunted by that damn Robert Wardall video all the time.
It pops into your orbit every now and
It
then.
does.
Yeah.
Every 6 months, someone
Yep.
rehashes it.
Yep.
It drives me
Yep.
freaking insane.
I had
That
no
was one of
idea
them.
like a month ago. I was like, "Hey Jay, who's this guy?" I
Yeah,
had no
you
idea.
did. This is
I did
my
too
trigger.
I
Yeah.
triggered that too
Oh
when
my
I got to
God.
know Jay. I triggered the Robert
Oh,
Wardhall. Yeah.
to this day. I mean, he's got
Yep.
a Guinness Book of World Record thing, for
Yeah.
God's sake,
Exactly. Yep.
which he doesn't deserve. And I don't deserve it
It's
either. I mean, Andrew Scott Perry's Warp is 50
oh yeah, but
years old this
yeah,
year,
Oh
give
wow.
it to him.
2026.
He's a
Yeah.
Canadian. He
Well,
got it
actually,
by
Ed deserves
accident.
it more than anyone. Ed's the one who deserves it because
Yeah.
he's been running his stuff before D&D even
Yeah.
existed. But
I'm glad
yeah,
that is a D&D campaign in Guinness World of Record. At least D&D is in there somehow. So yeah.
yeah. But all right. How many faces will we know? And I know you're looking for some, and why don't you tell us a little bit about like the direction? I got stuff scrolling through that I just
Yeah.
had.
Yep.
Yeah. So why don't you
How many faces will you know? Well, I'm not
yeah,
sure. There's one for sure that you'll know. It's right here.
yeah, right.
Um,
Yeah.
there's also Taylor, who's going to be joining for the Age of Ash and Scale.
Okay.
So she was in Forge. She'll be back in this one,
Hmm.
and then her um, husband will also be in it. So that will be a new face. And then Mark Views, if you know the handle Mark Views,
Okay.
uh, he'll be there. So I'm not sure how many people are aware of who he is, but he'll be in it. Um, it's one, two, three. Who am I missing? Mark, Taylor, Russell.
I know it's tough, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I wasn't expecting that one. I should have. Those three. There's a fourth one that has been thrown my way. So currently there's still a seat open, one or two seats open. Um, so I
You
like
could
to,
make up some names too.
yeah, right. Jim, Larry, Bob. Um, uh, but yeah, I just like to connect. Like I connected with Mark today. Just make sure that it's a good fit. Like I said, the last couple of years has really been making sure that I provide a good game, which also means I'm relaxed, not trying to control it all. So I just like to connect with the player and just, hey, this is the kind of game we're going to be running. Is it what you're interested in? Just before they try to dedicate to it and find out it's a bad mix. Um, and then Tom, who used to be in Fall of Red Dawn, he's just starting to DM more and more, and really just starting to. He did a little mini series between the campaigns, just starting online streaming. So his focus of his campaign that you saw on there, which was the Oh, it'll come back around. I don't have the title here, but it's the Ice Spire Peak, Dragon's Ice Spire Peak, and his focus is on new players. So he's a new DM with a focus on new players and just having
There you
fun.
go.
And
That's perfect.
yeah, so it's great because he's really kind of what I've seen you do, Jay. It's just you bring people in. You just bring them in and let them have a good time. And that's a big focus for Tom as a new DM and also for new players. Let's just roll dice, have fun, laugh, whatever. So that's a big one for him. And then for me, Age of Ash and Scale is my Ford was a development buy session, right? Like this thing might end. And finally it ended. And now I've been trying to write the whole campaign before we get started.
Okay.
So it's post or it's 400 years into the future, and dragons have taken over, right? So I've wrote a few chunks of lore, kind of developed the world, built some different stuff that way. Been inspired by Anna in that kind of world development
Thank
aspect
you.
there, and just then, well, so what happened, right? So the gods fell. They stopped having a presence. The humans this is kind of a poke at 5e for me. Overused magic.
Okay.
It was just so like I like having fun and I like poking the fun, but every class and every race in D&D now has use of magic. So it's kind of a poke that way that like
Boo.
that now because it was overused, it broke the weave. And now dragons came in and they took over, and specifically the chromatic dragons took over and
Did
killed
you
off the
watch Reign of
metallics.
Fire?
I have not.
The
Oh,
movie?
that's a good movie. Yeah.
That's when dragons take over the earth.
Yes.
All
Yeah.
right.
It's a
Well, looks like
great
I'm watching a
movie.
movie.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You should definitely watch it. It's a fantastic movie. But
But
if you're interested in dragons, it's an awesome
heck yeah.
movie. Yeah.
You know, there's this game we played called
I need to
Dungeons and
watch it again.
Dragons, and it's like every
Yep.
setting is only
Mhm.
in dungeons and never with dragons.
Yeah. Speaking of that, I need to watch Reign of
Reign of Fire?
again.
Well,
Yep. Again. I
McConaughey's
haven't seen
crazy
it
in it, right? It's a great
Yeah.
character.
Yeah.
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 You know, he's
Matthew
got
McConaughey's in it. All fired up and jacked and ripped. Christian Bale's jacked
Yep.
and kind of ripped too.
It's good. It's good. It's good.
It's good.
Oh yeah.
It makes it scary. You're scared of dragons.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's I've seen it twice. Yeah, so
I like the vibe in it. It's so damn cool. Yeah.
yeah,
So
Well,
Christian Bale, it can't be that old of a movie. It must.
yeah. It's
No, but it's
early
what is it?
2000s.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
about
So-
around
Early
2000 or
2000.
something like that. So
Yeah,
about 25 years old or something like
Yeah.
that,
All right.
I think.
Yeah,
That blows me away.
Yeah.
Ugh, 25 years ago.
I know.
Yeah.
Isn't it crazy?
Yeah. There's a certain point when you get in life, I take it. I'm just getting there. When you go, wow, 25 years ago.
Wait until there's more than 25 years over
Yeah.
over again. So yeah.
Well, look at this. There's no official new GREYHAWK content since 2008. That's 17
Wow.
years. Going on
Well,
18.
now we have the DMG.
There's no
that's
new
the
content in there.
not new per se. That's true. Nothing really
Yeah.
new. Yeah. It's just a rehash. Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So there's a lot of that going on. There's a lot of things going on behind the scenes, but the great thing is that coming up with some ideas of your own, making it your own game, which is
Mhm.
great. And so it seems like both games are gonna have a dragon theme, right? So
Yeah, I'm not sure where Tom got his inspiration other than he said this is a pre-made campaign. Kudos to him. I was listening to you guys, and one of you had said running a campaign live is difficult. Running a pre-written campaign is just difficult for me. Live
Oh,
or
yeah.
not, it's just so hard for me to stick because
Oh,
I
yeah.
feel so pressured that I must get everything according to the book. But he said that this one seemed like a very good entry level campaign. So
Cool.
that was his gear towards Dragon Icespire Peak.
right.
Was just that it would be very new player inviting.
That's
But yeah,
cool.
and then for mine, it was just again like we play Dungeons and Dragons, and
Yeah,
I
there's a
never encountered
picture.
dragons.
Yeah. So you got some artwork in there already. Or, I can bring some things up on the bigger screen. So, and both games are Sunday and they're going to alternate, correct?
His game is Sunday, every other Sunday, and then mine is every Wednesday.
Oh, yours
There'll
Wednesday.
probably
That's
be
right. Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
probably be one Wednesday a month when we don't stream, but otherwise every Wednesday,
Yeah.
every
So
Wednesday evening.
that's going to be yours,
Yep.
right? Age of Ashen scale. We got another picture set up for it there. Starting at first level.
Yep. Starting, the goal is first to 20 in 1 year.
Tim, how
No.
many 20th level characters have gone up in our campaign from first in 45 years?
1 or 2?
How's
Maybe.
zero stand?
Well, I don't know. What about the
It's just
original, the Monty Hall ones? You had a couple.
You can't count them because they didn't start at first.
No, yours, not mine. None of mine did.
No, not mine either.
I've
It's a
gotten
different
17,
game.
16, and 17.
Yeah, 16 and 17 for you.
All based. So you guys
Yeah.
ran those games all based on XP leveling up,
Yeah, XP bonus stuff based on actions
Yep.
and things. So yeah, zero.
and that's how I ran
Niggle.
Fall of Red Dawn.
Right.
But in order to get them to level 20 in a year, I'm milestoning it up.
Yeah, that makes total sense. I mean,
Yep.
you know, there's all different sorts of ways of doing it.
Oh yeah.
But have fun with it, and yeah. There's no milestoning in old school, Rob. There isn't, but there's ways of equalizing experience and doing
Yeah,
things.
you can waive like,
Tricks.
okay, a year passes and
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
make some modifications.
Yeah.
For depending, like
Yeah.
it's easier to do when you have an online game because really
Mm.
it's basically well, I'm very sporadic, so it's not like every week. So
My character's been 13th level for 10 years.
and
Yeah.
that's she better be happy with that.
I am happy with it because everyone else is lower by at least
Yeah.
2 levels. So
Yeah.
I've been planning an undead experience to get everyone back to the same level again.
No.
Yeah. My Shieldlands campaign averaged 1 level per year. They
Oh,
played for
wow.
5 years, and they were about 4 to 6 level after, depending. There were a couple of didn't play from the very beginning, so to speak. So 4 to 6 level after about 5 years. So on average, 1 year per level. Yep. And that include 1 year at least. That was like probably about 6, 7, 8 sessions where they were 0 level before they leveled up the very
Yeah,
Yeah,
first
that's
time.
insane, Nana.
Yeah, that was
That is
tough.
insane.
That
6
that was
sessions
that
at
was
0
tough.
level.
Yeah,
Can you
and they
imagine
were in a yeah, they were in a village
That's
that
like
were
real
controlled by
life.
Ayusian clerics.
No, it's not. No.
That was tough. Yeah.
All right. First off, sorry. Roy, this is what happens. You go off on tangents all the time and have fun.
Oh, it's
Dad
amazing.
fell asleep during the frickin' 4-year partner stream after he ate 4 double cheeseburgers on camera and then he fell asleep. Okay? Can you imagine Walt by 6 sessions at 0 level? Oh my God.
It's hard for me to
It's okay.
imagine level 0
Mm-hmm.
because I've never actually played level 0.
Right,
Yeah.
right. It's a
Yeah, in
trick.
D&D that
Yeah.
is almost unheard of. There were rules actually in the GREYHAWK Adventures for 0 level characters
Oh.
of
The-
all books. Yeah.
The closest I've ever felt to that is Warhammer makes you feel that way when you start because it's so
Yep.
easy to die.
Mhm.
And then
Right,
also
right.
running the reverse dungeon because they're goblins when they started with
Yeah.
like, 1 to 7 hit points.
Yep.
Most of them were 3 or 4.
Yep.
So
And-
that helps you get that feeling of.
Yeah.
Right.
And also
And they're
DCC.
very careful about what they do.
Oh yeah, yeah. DCC, the Dungeon Crawl Classics, have what they call a funnels. You play like a 3 or 4 characters that are basically 0 level, and then you play a test adventure and see the character survives there. That becomes your real character, so to speak. So that's the one that will pick, and you will give it a level and stuff. So I was kind of inspired by that too. So Hawk Tales actually has. The rules start at 0 levels. You can play a commoner that doesn't have a level, and you can move
So
up
it
from there
works.
if you want to. Or you can start
fun, Mike.
first edition D&D character that are almost superheroes. That will be like a 3rd level in Hawk Tales, roughly, I think. Yep.
First out Call of Cthulhu characters are also very similar to 0
Mhm.
level.
Yep.
You know what?
Because it's so easy to die.
I've
Yep.
played in 4 Call of Cthulhu games. I've never died.
Yeah.
So
Well,
maybe I'm just
that
lucky.
maybe it's just a special
Yeah.
event.
All right, so I know there's some questions about your level. You're leveling up to level 20. So if you're say you do 40 sessions, Rory, that's
Mhm.
a level every other session, right?
Yeah, I might run into some issues when it gets to the higher ones because in the beginning,
Yeah.
at least in 5e in the beginning, or at least in the games I've played, 1 is fun, but like you guys know, you die easy. And then 3 is when it kicks in, right?
For 5th
And you
edition.
start to get some, for 5th edition, you start to get some actual like boons and abilities at level 3.
Right.
And level 3 to 8 seems to be like where all my campaigns ever are.
Which is sweet spot.
That's
It
the
is.
prime.
It is. And so if it's 48 sessions that I'm planning, and so it does pan out to be on average, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
averages
But
kind
when
of
you
screw
stream
things
like
up,
that,
but
then you have a planned schedule of sessions,
hear
which
that.
means
Yeah.
that then you have to kind of plan progression so you can
Yep.
cover that
Right.
epic
Yeah.
journey, so to speak.
yeah.
I-
So there will be some where it ticks a little bit faster and some where it
Yeah.
ticks a little bit
Yeah.
slower.
It's like a home campaign that it goes on forever. You don't need to worry about
Right.
kind of staging the story over time. You can just let it
Yep.
run.
And that's how Fall of
yeah.
Red Dawn was. Fall of Red Dawn was it had no timeline on it. So they went from level 1 and that was all XP based and RP XP based, and they went up to level 8 or 9 depending on the character, and then that
Yeah.
campaign ended. So it kind of tracked that normal pace.
Mm-hmm. And I guess milestones also work better if you run like a streamed adventure or path or something like that when you want it. Then you can take the beat. Like when now we had a big epic event in the campaign, then of course there's a milestone, and then you level up, and then you move to the next chapter, so to speak, or
Right.
something.
So
Yep.
a trivia question.
All right.
Partner stream, I had 8 characters. Yesterday I had 7. That's 15 characters, roughly in the realm of 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, depending on whatever. How many of them leveled up? I did the experience today while watching football.
Say how many?
How many of those 15 characters went up a level?
In how many
And
games?
even if they're multi-class, in one level.
Maybe 1 or 2. Maybe 0.
1.
All right.
1. Yeah, none of yours because you got a barbarian. 1. Aurora 6/6 witch thief went up to 6/7 witch thief. That was it.
Yeah, thief. Yeah.
Yep, that's it. So
The easiest
it's
one.
just it's a play style. It's
yeah.
if you were to ask my advice,
Yeah.
I would
always.
say run way more adventures between 3rd and 9th. Run
Mm-hmm.
less and then start leveling them up faster at higher levels. But
Yeah.
enjoy the lower levels. Don't rush
Yeah.
the lower levels.
Well,
That's what I would do.
I think the higher level, like Jay's character Devilli is 13th.
Yeah.
Just fighting is not like she's got a castle, she's got people, she's got towns, she's so there's a lot more problems and headaches that are related to position, where she occasionally gets to kill a few people, but still has a lot more other things to do, which is kind of what happens when you become a dominant person. They always,
Yeah.
and
You have a lot of RP in your game too, though.
Yeah.
It's a lot of RP in it.
Because
But
I think it's oh sorry.
Otherwise, you're just fighting what? Oh, I'm going to make a Titan to fight you.
Well, I did that. I had a fire Titan in one adventure just recently.
But I mean,
I know.
I'm not just going to arbitrarily throw a
right. It's got to be part of the story.
Right. Now, how many people are attacking the Overlord? He's 20th level.
No one, because they're not stupid.
Yeah.
I'm not touching the Overlord, but I'll let his half brother or whoever he is deal with him. That's
because I think it's one important aspect I think when you run long arcs and you level up is to think about where the sweet spot is. Different systems have different sweet spots. Some systems are terribly boring and difficult to run really low level because the characters are so frail. So any giant rat will kill you have a TPK, so to speak. And other systems are notoriously hopeless. Once you get past 10th 12th level, combat becomes impossible and stale. So think about think about, but it also depends on what, meaning if you really enjoy tactical deep cool games with lots of rules, then your sweet spot might be way higher, so you might want to move up much higher. But if you like these daring do scary stuff that your character might die behind the next corner and you play Shadow Dark, then the low end you might want to linger there longer, depending on. So I think play style or the rule system sweet spot is something you should definitely consider staying in longer, so to speak.
Absolutely. And like you guys had said, both the like what happens at the higher levels, so the sweet spot, like you're saying, Anna, is definitely, I'm glad you guys are saying this because it's actually helping me think through it right now.
No, it's cool, man. I'm glad. Like I said, I'm so glad you came on.
Always thankful to be here. Always thankful to hear from any of you guys. Your advice is gold to me. But
why
like
20th?
that sweet.
Why 20th?
Huh?
Why 20th? Why go to 20th?
You want to go the whole.
I understand that.
Go the whole way because I've never gone the whole way. You talk about the comfort area and like Tim was saying, like what do you do after level 12?
It's like a trophy to have a 20th level, the highest level.
That's true. I'm sorry to interrupt you on that, but I just can't.
No, you're good.
Why? Because I'll give you an example. So everyone knows how Courtney Coco Bunny, Bornland, her first character. I send everyone a PDF with the date of the game on it. I keep them all. I just counted them. No, maybe I missed one here because of Gary Conner, but there's 33 of them in here. So she's played at least 33 times in my campaign.
Okay.
All right. Here's our first one from the 2020 end of 2023. Here's our first character, 4/4 fire mage. Okay, that's where she started because I start my special groups third, fourth level in first edition. It makes sense. We're not going to grind. I want to bring in other plot lines that already exist. All right, so this is her sheet from 2023. One magic item. Okay, here's her sheet now that was run on Thursday night. 8-9 in 3 years. Right, so 23, no, 24, 25, 2 full years. She went up from 4/4 to 8-9 with 33 adventures. With look at all the crap. I mean, she's got a ton of stuff. Spell books out, 5th level spells, great magic items, and all. But this has been the journey over 2 years with this character. That's why she loves this character so much. We stayed from 4/4 to 8-9 in those 2 entire years of her play.
I'd say to a well-equipped character of lower level is better than a super high level one, unless you're zero magic or really very little magic.
Right.
Then
so far it is. So far, the way at least the first 3 months or so, the first 12 sessions or so is quite little magic. Because again, it's in this world dominated by dragons. And why would they want you to have something that can hurt them, right? And so it's actually purposely like controlled and hindered through a lot of bureaucracies that they can't.
Well,
and I did see a pop up here, and is echoing what you're saying. There's someone that mentioned like you really learn your PCs at the lower levels, right? You're grinding through those lower levels. You're learning all those skill sets, and I think that's why I've always enjoyed like 1 to 3 is fun too, but 3 to 8 is like you're learning all the foundation of your character.
So Anna and I are currently involved in a project that starts at 3rd level. So yeah, we're not going for it. We're starting at 3rd.
But it's kind of common that a lot of modules start that way. But it's also because, in some sense, if you want to run really cool stuff, the 1st to 3rd level, then you're around the village killing rats and herding goats, and because just falling off something and a little bit of damage might screw you up. So yeah. But I think that's part of but I think that's fun and that's easily mitigated. I mean, in Hawktails, I designed it by definition. So the first 0 to level 3 are introductory levels, and you can simply, if you just want to get in the weeds, create a 3rd level character at the go, so to speak. That will be the recommended rules.
So
you're talking 5th edition terms.
No, it's kind of the same way.
First
but
edition too. You're right.
But in 5th edition, it's not so much because they are deadly. It's simply because the adventures and stuff are often written to you want big cool monsters, and you want the play style is as important as the rules. That's what I try to tell here, is that the mechanics is one side of sweet spots and where you want to go, but your play style is equally. There's one fluff and one crunch bit that you both need to consider when you run games, when you set these boundaries and where you want to the sweet spot you want to hit. It's part mechanics, part play style, and they both should play in, and you should weigh in how you want to entertain using both those aspects of it.
Yeah.
So, but you know what? You're going to do what feels right for you. It's just
exactly. I will say that
advice.
there is no right and wrong.
For sure.
You need to exactly. You just need, but you need to keep those in mind due to how you want to play, so to speak.
The number one thing is don't listen to us. Do whatever you feel like.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Well, like I said to you guys a moment ago, I love hearing the feedback. I love hearing the input. Like what you guys say is gold. Not in the sense that it's, well, you say it, so I will do it.
Right.
Yeah.
But because I learned long ago, or I'm going to say long ago, maybe it wasn't that long ago, but I learned long ago to listen to my elders.
Yeah.
You guys have more.
We screwed up more times. That's what we tried to say.
Oh yeah, man.
Yeah, like you just have that experience. Like even just your simple question, Jay, which now I just feel the internal battle to be like, because I want it.
Right.
But why level 20? Like, well, Anna was spot on with it because to run the arc, like I've never ran the whole marathon. I don't know anyone that's ran the marathon.
It was like someone said about why do you climb Mount Everest? Because it's there.
Well,
That's
yeah,
like
that's
someone
right.
put 20th level in the player's
10%
handbook
die.
and the DMG. So
Well,
now I want to go there, so to speak.
Right.
Yeah.
and then one with the characters, I like to think of it as reality. Like they go, they're slogging, they get rich, and then after a while, you
Yeah, they'd
start
be like,
making,
why am I doing
you're
this?
rich. Do you really want to
Hmm.
spelunk anymore if you
Right?
Yeah.
can
Yeah.
pay people to
Yeah.
do it
Yeah.
and go
That,
drink at the inn
yeah.
and walk around and be gentry in your own little town? I mean, that sounds more fun. So
Mhm.
after a while, there's what's going on in the adventurer's life? Are they starting a family? Are they starting
Mm.
a business? Or I like to
Like personal
humanize it,
hooks.
whether they
Yeah.
are, but it's like, what do they
Yeah.
want? What do
Well,
they
here's
want?
another thing. Here's another thing to think about. I'm not trying to. Do you want this to be a 1 year long epic adventure path with a story? Like I said this to someone else on Threads. You want it to be Legends of the Fall, and then there's an ending, or do you want to take those characters and make them the basis for
Mm.
your next campaign and
Mm.
turn that into the setting as the setting grows and grows and grows, like I've done with
Mm.
Yeah.
GREYHAWK and Tim's done with his City State of the Invincible Overlord, and Anna's doing with her
Mm-hmm.
setting as well. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? That's the
Mm-hmm.
thing. That turns it from an adventure path
Yeah.
into a campaign.
Yeah. And
Mm.
Jay, now I need to defend old school here a bit because I
Okay,
think there's something that got lost from old school that I think needs to be
sure.
taken back again. Meaning, we in most role-playing games, the play style and what the characters do is roughly the same, whether you're first level or 20th level. You go out and kill things, and you look at the stat blocks, and you get more hit dice, and you get more pluses on your whatever, and you get more a +5 weapon instead of a +2 weapon, and so on and so forth. So you just it's order you don't do different things, but in old school gaming, the original, then when you reach a certain name level, then
Yeah.
you got followers and you
Oh,
can
and you
have a
got to
Mm.
keep.
stronghold.
You get to keep.
Mm.
Yeah,
Exactly, you
Lord
get a stronghold and
status.
stuff. Yeah, so
Yeah,
the game went from being tactical, going out killing things,
to
looting
management.
monsters,
A
yeah,
little bit.
to yeah, so you got
But adventuring too.
the scope of the game changed, so to speak,
A
and
little bit. A
that
little
yeah,
bit.
exactly, and that is something that
Yeah.
I'm
It made it
missing in
fun.
a lot of the stuff. So that's something I want to try and
Mm.
remedy. That the game should be different in nature when you reach that level, so to speak. Not only do you get a better sword, but you do different
Right.
things.
We have
Right.
Yeah.
generational characters too.
Hmm.
Sons, grandsons, I mean, granddaughters, characters
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
are marrying each other and all sorts of crazy stuff going on. But that is like another thing with the aspect of having a location, and having people,
Yeah.
with establishments and all, and that adds just another aspect to
Yeah.
the game.
But
But
yeah.
this is like your great, I understand. I think I get Rory. This is your grand opera. You
Yeah.
want to do this at least once and say
Hmm.
how is it going to go,
I
Yeah.
right?
think so. I think so,
Yeah,
or
it's
at
just
least
okay,
that's my current justification
right,
for it.
right.
So,
But you may get to one of the characters are eighth, and
Yeah.
you may say, hmm, maybe I want to do this instead. Maybe I want to pivot a little bit, or let's go for it. Either there's
right.
no right or wrong way, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whatever, as long as your characters players are enjoying it, it does. That's the direction to
That's
go.
my goal.
Yep,
That's my goal.
yep.
Yeah, and I think that's part of what I like about writing my own campaign
Hmm.
or my own content is like you said, if we get to level 8 and we're halfway through the campaign, but that's where it's best at for now.
And
Oh
you
well,
stay there.
well, modify the story a
Charlie,
little bit, continue progressing
Yeah.
forward,
that's
maybe
right,
bring in
man.
some personal
Yeah.
hooks and bring in some followers, and they only get to level 12 by the time they finish
Yeah.
written campaign or whatever, But I can't do that in a pre-described or pre-written module. So it's like
Yeah.
there's flexibility in
Yeah,
it.
Rory, I'm
There's
so glad you say that
Yeah.
because I have the same idea myself. I don't like to run pre-written stuff. I
None of
want to
us do
run my
anymore.
own stuff. It gives me the freedom to go really deep if I want to, or just
Uh-huh.
skip and stay in one spot and overdevelop it and stuff. So
But
yeah.
it is good once in a while to pay homage to the old classics. It
Yes,
is.
yes, yeah.
I
Pay
ran
homage
Baltus
to them,
Deacon
definitely.
4th of
Yep. Hmm.
July for an entire day and night in
Yep.
one sitting, and it was historic, right? It was awesome. And I'm going to do that with Fortress Ellendar, which is a
Hmm.
third-party publication, one of Tim's favorites of all time, coming up at some point. Probably after GaryCon, we'll do that in like April. Yeah, so there's going to be a lot. I mean, it's good to do those things here and there.
Mhm.
It has to be people
One
who
of
can know
the
the story.
Yeah.
one of the main, I don't know what you call it, anchors or hooks in Fall of Red Dawn was actually Doveck's Pass. the module that was ran in DovX Pass of Greyhawk, where there was a plague that broke the burning plague in DovX
Mhm.
Pass, was actually part of the pinnacle part of the story of that campaign. So I like tying, like you're saying, Jay, I like tying in some of that,
Yeah.
that original content and
Yep.
like bringing it back to the essence.
Very cool.
No.
All right. So tell us a little bit about the Sunday game, if you may. Like, if you have what his premise is in the Sunday.
If you want to ask it or go on to another question or subject, I will pull that up. I
Oh,
don't have
okay.
that
All
at
right.
the
It's
moment.
okay. All right. How about this?
But it's here somewhere. I got it,
How
just
many
not up.
players are you looking for each session right now?
Ideally, five. Why five? Because it's my comfort zone. Like to kind of go on the title of the session, right? Or the episode is it's the comfort zone. Four can be tough because combat economy, it can be tough. Like you mentioned, Jay, if someone isn't there, then three suddenly becomes very tough.
That's why. Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
Six is nice, like you said, because this is where I start to go with that. Is six becomes nice because then if someone's not there,
Then if you go with
then you
five.
still got your five.
Mhm.
But then my comfort zone is like, oh, six people. How am I supposed to manage six people? That's six people. And Jay, you're like, you just do it like this, man. It's not hard.
Yeah, I had because Courtney could play last. I had seven, and an NPC. I had 8 characters on Thursday night, and seven on Saturday. But it's just you just get used
Yeah.
to it. And
And
cons is worse.
Matt over at Loot Die Repeat, he constantly runs seven people.
Yeah.
Like he always has. It's just like, wow, you are able to manage that much and make sure everyone, because the player enjoyment is where I worry. Can I make sure that each of them are still enjoying the game?
Having the right personality players for that many.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
And it's also easier physically because then you can talk a little bit on top of each other and the players can talk to each other. When you're on the Zoom call like this, as soon as someone says anything, then it blocks the bandwidth is higher around the table than it is in a Zoom call or Discord or something.
Yeah, and it's all once again a learned experience as a DM.
Yeah.
Where you want to go, and how you want to do it. Like Tim, do you have what's your comfort? 6 max online?
Yeah, max, I think is. Although I've done stupid ones before.
Like 10, we almost had 10 that one day because you had two
We
groups
did.
together.
Yeah, we did the
Oof.
crossover. The crossover group. And the rovers and the reverse dungeons running into each other.
And was that streamed?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah, it was streamed for Virtual GreyHawk.
Chasing the same group of bad guys
Yeah,
on two
It
different
was two
valleys, and
groups
they all
together,
met.
2 different groups. One was all
Yeah.
humanoids and one was barbarians. Yeah, and all it was a fun one. It was fun.
Mhm.
Yeah,
I was expecting to have P versus P, but
uh,
they didn't do it.
yeah, Rob, you can break the rules of Friday night, but you're not streaming it, and that's the thing that throws the wrench into it. And if I know Rory, he's probably like me. He may have a mod, but he's looking at the Twitch chat while DMing, while looking at his adventure log, while remembering what traps he has coming up. Remembering, you know what I'm saying? It's just like there's
no
a lot
mod.
going on in your head, and sometimes it's too much.
Yeah.
And the more players you have on that, then the more you'll really start getting a little crazy.
That's why I like to have a producer.
Well,
Oh, yeah.
Well, thank
Yeah.
you. You're welcome.
Yeah, that's why I don't like
Move the
to
map.
stream. Yeah, that's why I don't like to stream my own games. I done it probably about. I
Six
think I
is
did
good,
it five times, and I can't do it. But yeah, it's too much to keep track of the streaming, reading the chat, and then running the game. To game online, I actually really like that now. It's as good as running around the table. It has different pros and cons, but it's definitely awesome to run games online. But to stream them and run them, nah.
So
Together,
Rory,
that's too much for me.
Put in a link or something in chat where someone can reach out to you if they're interested in playing?
Yes, I can.
Yeah.
Absolutely. One of the best ways to reach me, I'll just throw out our LinkedIn tree. One of the best ways to reach me is right on the Discord.
Yep.
Yeah, let me grab that right now. I'll toss that in there.
Yeah.
I mean, I eventually will have to do. I'll probably stream eventually, but then I'll have someone designated to keep looking at the any comments.
Well, and that's what I've started to do, Tim, is because I don't have any mod. that runs the Twitch or the any
I
of
don't
it,
know.
right?
Neither do I. I have people
And
who
so,
watch bad content and will filter it
yep,
out, but no
yeah,
true content.
players making sure that we're saying hi to anyone raiding, or
Yeah.
just friendly, like
Yeah, that's it.
inviting, welcoming, making sure there's no spammers or any of that garbage.
Right.
Right. No, absolutely. But it's something that you gotta be cognizant of. Once in
Hmm.
a blue moon, even I'll get some crazy person in, but it's nowhere
Yeah.
near as much as like the female streamers get abused. It's just awful.
Oh,
But
yeah.
us, we're lucky. We don't get that as much. But once in a blue moon, I'll have some nut job come in.
Something come up.
Yep, something
Yeah.
coming in. We just ban. You can do the ban, boom, done.
Oh
Yep.
yeah,
So
I usually come in once or twice every stream that I have,
okay.
and they come in and try to sell me
Yep.
cheap viewers or whatever it is. Yep.
Yeah. So there's a link there if you're interested. It'll be Wednesday nights. What time? We're talking Central Time. What time?
Central Time, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m.
All right.
Central Time.
6 to 9 Eastern, 5 to 8 Central, and then Sunday,
Yep. Sunday is 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. Central.
3 p.m. Yep, there you go. So 4 to 7. Oh, just right as you're gonna be coming into us.
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
imagine that. That's awesome.
Yep.
Yes. Yeah, that's cool.
Every other week, we already plan to stream,
Yeah.
right into you.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, no nut jobs there, Chris, but nut jobs, we have our own type of nut job, right? And that's a little different type, type where someone likes to whip people's feet off with zombies and cut people's tongues out with tongue tools. That kind of nut job is a little different here than, yeah, there you go, the tongue tool. Did you ever give John one of those?
No,
You
he
never
did
gave John a
earn
tongue
one.
tool. I thought you did. So yeah.
I gave one to Josh.
Josh Pop, yeah, you gave one to John. Mike Disney.
He got the penetrator tongue tool.
Yeah.
It's made for like getting the tongue out by the roots. And then I sent the scoop version to Mike Disney. Mike Disney earned it on the one barbarian game we ran where people voted on who was the most glorious, who got the most glorious death, because they all pretty much got taken out.
So here,
Tim, you're one of the I don't mean this. I don't know how to say this, but anyways, you're one of the points of intimidation. You're one of because the note that I put down before I started this, and maybe I'm speaking incorrectly, but I don't think so. So, I put internal, external, false perceptions, right? So just my perceptions of what other people think of me, right?
Sure.
So my understanding, at least, Tim, and maybe this is a complete false perception, but my understanding is you're pretty crafty, you're knowledgeable with the weapons and understanding the proper use of them and all of that stuff, right? I can't imagine with a wall behind you that you're not.
I think that would be mostly true, yeah.
Yeah. So it's like, oh, well, I'm going to say that you slice with a rapier. It's like, well, you know what I mean? And I know you're not the kind of guy, and not that you will like watch all my sessions either, but I know you're also not that kind of guy that be like, well, you're incorrect. But it's that internal perception that I have to get it right. It's like, oh, well, if I run GREYHAWK, but I don't run it right, or if I say that this weapon doesn't work right, you know what I mean? Like just that internal pressure that I put on myself actually is my discomfort zone.
I'm a fight snob, but I'm not a GREYHAWK snob. So like, because I mean, Jay and Anna have like masters and doctorates in GREYHAWK, anthropology and geography. I'm like,
rivers run north.
Like, where is the dungeon? Let's get in there. I just know how, if you're going to hack his head off, it's got to be done this way.
Right.
All right. I'm picky about that. So, but a lot of things are called rapiers in museums that aren't.
Foils.
They're cut and thrust swords, but they're narrow. So people say, oh, it's a rapier, but rapiers are, very specifically
categories.
very specifically pointy. Yep. And you could cut with the tip, but
well, and there's weapons like bastard sword. Did that really exist?
Yes, a bastard sword is a type of long sword with a highly tapered blade with a tall spine. It also has a double sized grip. So the grip is a little smaller in the rear of it, and it's made for penetrating through the armor. It's more of a stabbing through the chainmail chinks than it is cutting.
Tim was an armor grandmaster in what?
No, I only got Senior free scholar rating in longsword. That's
Oh, I'm
it.
There
sorry,
you go.
senior free
That's way
scholar.
higher than any of us got for real here.
That's it.
So, yeah.
I'm
And
just.
how many people did you have to fight within 60 minutes and
I had
win?
85 bouts in an hour.
85 bouts in an hour, and you had to win
Wow.
66% of them.
I had to win 85% of them.
85% of them he had to win. Yeah, so yeah.
Oh
I was
my.
younger and healthier back then. I was much more fit.
Yeah. So there you go. So he kind of knows what he's talking about when it comes to weapons.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, Rory, do you have any other things you want to share with the audience, or questions you want to ask us, or advice, or
Oh man.
yeah, man. All right, I'm gonna ask a question. Yeah, you have
Yeah, you go for it.
you have custom artwork coming for your characters.
I don't.
Okay, what are you gonna use?
Right now, probably I don't know. I don't know.
Consider getting Portrait Workshop then that I use.
Yeah.
Huh?
Mhm.
Get Portrait Workshop, what I use. It's not AI art. Like all these
Okay.
pictures of the characters are scrolling through right there, like Fritz is on the screen right there. That's Portrait Workshop. A lot of
Portrait Workshop.
yeah, Portrait Workshop. Yeah, it's only like $25. Yeah, it's something that to consider to make up characters like, and
Heck
so
yeah.
and then from there, here, there's a picture of Fawnland. That's all Portrait Workshop.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah, they're not. It's
perfect.
nice. I'm just saying for something if you need,
Yeah,
you know,
I do. I
'cause-
do.
and what you can do is the miniatures. If you have miniatures, or I'm sorry, using
Yep.
what's it called? The one that's 3D.
Yeah, so we're going to be using Hero Forge in
Tailspire.
conjunction with Tailspire.
Right. You can take the Hero Forge minis
Yep.
on there, and you can match them up with color on Portrait Workshop
Oh,
easily.
perfect.
Oh yeah, that's
Oh.
what I do with the painted minis that we have. Yeah, yeah. Stick figures work fine, Jeff. Come on.
I don't know if all that Rory was talking about, if I proved I'm a jerk or
No
not.
AI.
No.
What's that?
I never said that.
No AI. Yeah, we're
No,
not
I don't
using
know.
no AI art. Yeah.
But if you're the DM and you say something happens, then that's what happens.
Well, yeah.
That's it.
Unless Tim's arguing about. Oh, but by the way, here's another thing. Sometimes over the course of a long time,
Yeah.
their traits happen and things occur that are meant to be comical, but also meant to make a point. So, for example, Alan made up a special fumble chart for Tim because Tim liked to argue that fumbles weren't realistic.
It's not official. I do not support
Yes,
that at
so
all.
like yes, and it would be like this happens unless you're a Tim character, and then it would go on for about 20 lines on on what if it was Tim's character what he would do, and yeah, so but it was just
I'm pretty sure it's
It was
Tim that
more-
inspired gnarly, gruesome, horrible outcomes on Blue Box is
yeah,
because of Tim.
yeah. Well,
I've
that's
seen
true.
those kind of charts.
Yeah,
Guilty as charged.
yes, all those critical hits.
Yes.
Oh my God, they are disgusting. He uses them when I play in his Wilderlands campaign as a city state. So
Hey,
man, you
as
not
long
wanna
as
get
they
crit-
go both ways, as long as it happens to the baddies too,
Yep.
I'm cool with it.
You gotta be careful in his game. You do not want to get crit. Critical hits are bad, really bad. So, all right, audience, you have any questions for Rory or any of us? I know we still got some time left in the discussion, but I just wanted to know if you had any questions at this point. So, there's an opportunity. A lot of people are like, I can never get in a stream game or whatever. Here's an opportunity. So, just you gotta be able to make the games, and that's the important thing.
Oh yeah.
Timbles.
And I think what Tim said in many ways, and I think we've echoed it, but just that right personality. Tim, you were saying it for like larger groups, that as long as the personalities are well together. But then Jay, even as you were saying, how we'll run without mods, and if you have that good dynamic. I've ran a game, unfortunately, with an individual, um, and the person aside, they just didn't work out in the campaign. They just had the wrong personality. Um, and it's been such a blessing that as I've grown in uncomfortable areas in D&D, that there's been such a good community of people both in my game directly as well as in the community that's made it a lot easier to be uncomfortable.
Oh yeah.
So here's a question: what kind of people are you looking for in your campaign? My guess is nice people that can decent RP,
Yep.
understand the game system, and that
Yep.
work well with others. Because it sounds like the party is at a serious disadvantage in this world.
Well,
So,
yes,
yeah,
and to understand, like, there's, yeah,
yeah,
good-hearted, decent people that can have fun together, even if there's a slight disagreement.
yeah.
If there's a disagreement in PC world or in human world, it's a disagreement. And if it can just be a disagreement and you can
That's
continue
it.
with the game, then I'm just looking for good, respectful people. That's just a good, kind-hearted person is all.
It's important. I know doing my reverse dungeon game, one of the characters is the king of goblin, the goblin king. And so when he's disciplining one of the other players, because they all are like, he smacks them, be like, I smack you. No more of that. Let me explain to you what it means to be in charge, And everybody is a good, they understand
Yeah.
the context and the role play. They're
Yep.
like, hey, that's just the way things are there,
Yeah.
And they get
But
along.
there's no physical smacking. You're
Oh
smacking.
yeah. No, this is all online, so it's characters.
Yeah.
But there's you can't do that in groups that don't aren't embracing the role that the characters are in.
Right. Yeah. Which I've been involved in that as well, where I've been in a different like someone else was DMing. And when it came to PvP, and it wasn't even like it wasn't like I'm stabbing you with my sword, PvP, but it was a physical force of action on another one, and it just blew things up. And it just, if you can play the game and just have fun with the game, that's the kind of player that I'm
You mean
looking
like
for.
when a player steals something from another player?
Or like that. As long as you're
You're
not
talking
like,
about John stealing from you. So
yeah.
that was a blue box reference, and John.
That was a
Yes.
blue box, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
I was
absolutely.
like,
Did that
because
not go so
in
well?
real life, in real life and death situation, that's a showstopper.
Look,
Yeah.
I did something to Tim that did not detect on a rod of enemy
Oh.
detection. He still hasn't forgiven me for it, and that was like 6-7 years ago. So
That's the only time I played a game here in California at home with players, and we had someone did I wasn't the DM, I was one of the players, and I played a drow that was kind of evil. This is Pathfinder, so it was tough, and some of them stole things from her when she was asleep, and so I stood up and I critted and murdered the other character, and he got really angry, and I realized how to handle this. I'd walk to the front door and open it and say, now you leave.
Right.
Before something bad happened, and the DM say, you need to leave now. So he walked away, and that was it. So yeah, so that was, because he got really pissed, and yeah, but it was tough because I got angry too, but I was angry more in character than anything, because it was like, I play an evil. She's an evil drow. She wouldn't even think 2 seconds about if someone is coming attacking her at night. Oh, she's going to cut the throat off. Period. And I rolled so damn well that I did. So that was, that was it. So my advice: no PvP unless the players are all in on it in the beginning. So that is my firm advice. If you want to allow PvP, tell that to the players beforehand, so they're all aware of, we allow it, or simply say it's not allowed.
Right.
Both versions work as long as they're advertised and understood and accepted by everybody at the table.
Yeah.
I think
That's actually how it was
work.
rolling out at the end of Fall of Red Dawn, Anna, was a character, one of the PCs was actually potentially going to shift due to their own indecisiveness about turning from their deity. And when that started to manifest, then I had that conversation, because until that point, it just wasn't a thing.
Right.
But then it became possible, and we as a group talked, like you're saying, and everyone was okay. And it never went that way.
No,
but we had that conversation.
Yeah, because I think some groups and play styles, it can work really well. In others, it can be a total disaster. That's why I think my advice is to communicate that before you run the game, so to speak.
Right.
And the players need to accept it, so to speak.
Yeah, I talked to John after that one, and he was playing it like, just a one shot. And for me, I'm like, this wasn't a one shot character.
Yeah.
And it was and it was something that debilitated and affected the game, because he only had so many magic items,
John took stuff to the limits. As I'll tell you this, when I brought Asherin back to my campaign from him using that character. Rob goes, if it's anything like Asher in the blue box, I don't want her in my party. He hated her, right?
Yep.
He hated the
Yep.
character, so I had to level her back down a
Is
little bit.
that the
As
one?
far- yeah,
Is that the one we always had to like? Is that the one we were always blaming was plotting behind everything? I remember there was one character that an NPC that we kept just.
Yeah, well, she was a priestess and whatever. But John went,
We just
went a
used to
long
like.
way with her. But it's
Yep.
all right. I mean, it's just everyone has a different style.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but it was cool. It was cool. So, but so I relinked where you can reach out to Rory so that you can talk to
Awesome.
him and all, and
Yep.
how they make decisions. I'll leave it up to him, which is always good. For me, I'm always out looking, Roy. Always, you probably see, I'm always bringing in new players. I'm trying to keep on growing the community. I concentrate on streamers. Now, just because,
Well,
especially
that's
video
a
game
medium you
streamers.
work in, so to speak,
What's
and
that?
work with a lot. That's a medium you work with and
Yeah,
work
yeah,
in
and
that
it just
environment a lot. So yeah,
it just increases the whole
it's
community.
like when you go to your local game store and game, that's where you will hunt for new players.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And a lot of them are, Bella and Rogue Chick are now 2 regulars now, and they just came in just a little while ago. So
Rory, you were in the military, right?
Yes.
So you know what a barracks thief is like. You hate that. So
I
that's
mean-
why I look at people in the party that take stuff from other people. It's like,
oh my gosh.
I just acquire what was taken from me. I think that's how that saying goes.
Yeah, I think yeah.
acquisition of required mission equipment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Good
Yeah.
old Tim. So,
But when we have we've done this with Jay running it, where there's a bunch of thieves in the party and we all want to have a competition. We all have like a slug coin, and the competition is planting it on somebody. So it's the opposite of picking pockets. We're putting it in their stuff. So when they go to buy something, they're like, shoot, I have it. And so the one who gets stuck with it has to like pay for the inn.
Oh,
Yeah.
that sounds that's
that's
awesome.
hilarious.
That's a great idea, Tim. Yep, that's a good one.
Well, this group on this group Saturday, we had 5 multi-class thieves.
They're quiet. They're quiet.
Well, yeah, witch thieves, druid thief. It's just crazy. So it was fun. We did that. Hawk won the one time because remember he went ethereal afterwards. He's like, no one's placing this on me. He placed it on someone. He's like, psh! He used his oil of etherealness.
That's dedication to winning. That's dedication.
That was dedication to winning. When you get both your legs chopped off in an adventure from a dark elf, then you kind of put perspective on the fun things.
Who did that?
He did. Remember, he was floating around. He had levitate. Remember, he had both his legs removed. I mean, that's how bad it gets in the old days. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's all Tim's fault, Rory. It is. It is the stuff I've seen.
Imaginary.
I know it's all imaginary. It's all fun. But, stuff I've seen. Although he did make my character in City State eat human flesh. A recent adventure too.
Scab salad.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, I'm just
with a special sauce.
Oh my god. All right. Any other questions for Rory or any of us right now? And then we'll talk a little bit more about. And Rory, please feel free to stay as long as you'd like. We're going to talk a little bit more about comfort zones and other things. But I really hope Disorderly Dice is already part of our stream team. So I would ask everyone who is on now. I really appreciate following here. But if you don't even like watching video game streamers, it's okay. That gets their follower numbers up, right? So like Coco's or Bella's or whoever else. I can't even find the stream. Oh my god, I got so many freaking pages of links. Where is it? Oh my gosh, I can't find it. I already did it once. I will find it. Oh, there it is. There it is. I got it. Right here. Boom. There's the creatives. I just checked in that everyone in there is part of the community. Look, even Lawful Stupid, you're still in there, Yep. Yeah, sure.
Oh, that's good to know. I didn't know you had this, Jay. So I'll start plugging this too.
Oh
the whole team
yeah.
out there.
That's so here. I'll show you for everyone who wants to know how do I get to this not with that link. So I'm going to show you here. Everyone, you go here, and I'm going to turn the sound off so we don't get a double whammy here. All right. But just so you want to know, and Anna's on here, and everyone else is. I haven't taken anyone off who is not on there anymore. So you come here. Here's your front page, right? And you come down here, and here it is. See right here about Lord Gazumba, number of followers, GREYHAWK Creatives. Click. There you are. Well, of course, the sound is not off here. Turn that off. Yep. So there you go. And here, look, myself, Vi is streaming, Mike Disney, Marquee. It looks like Coco's about to start up Predators, and then here are all the other channels. I can't reorder them. So once you're in, as you can see, Disorderly was the last one to come in. They won't let me. They're not available for reorder anymore, unfortunately. But you see, Rob's here, Orc Skull, Star, Korg, Folk of Myth, Myriad Bird, Stronghold, Chaotic Good, 20-sided. Sides, Bones, Darling, Guild, Superior, Cave Geek, Wally Hobbit, Lawful Stupid, Armin, Trollard, Moonlight, Carlos. There's Blue Box still. That Atomic Peanut Brother used to be William Henry Dvorak's channel, Agora, Anna, and all the rest there. So that's
Well,
it.
like Jay, when I started connecting with you a lot more and more and more a few months back, one of my passions then was, and still is the organization amongst creators. Like I really want to bring, like you just did, more awareness to other creators out there. There's so many people that do so many things. And my comfort zone, although my discomfort zone are many areas of public speaking and hosting and all of that stuff, right? Things that I don't feel confident in. Where I do find comfort in is helping the dots connect. So I've just added that link into our
Great.
link tree. So anytime we're pushing our link tree, I'll be helping push out all those other creators there because so many of them are
Right.
putting out such great content. So thank you, Jay, for everything you're doing.
Of course. The number one thing I always said when every time I applied for a partner, I got rejected 12 frickin' times, was I wanted a stream team to link the community together. So on the 13th one, like the first day I got it, right afterwards, that's what it was created it. So we have in there all of our streamers. They don't have to be necessarily GREYHAWK content, but a lot of them they will participate in virtual GREYHAWK. They'll participate in fundraisers, right? Especially, and then we go to crafters that do stuff like Mike Disney or Moonlight Minis, and then the video game streamers, I will put them in once they become like a regular on my channel or someone else's, their regular player, and they can, and then I add them in. So yeah, and that's kind of where it goes. It's been very helpful. So you just gotta keep it rolling.
That's awesome.
Yeah, man. Yeah, absolutely. Let me see if I missed any questions here. How do we add that to our channel? So Lawful Stupid, it's on your channel. If you go to your front page, right down there, it'll say next to the number of followers, it'll say GREYHAWK Creatives. It's right there, and you just click on it. That's it. It's on your front page. Every channel has it on the front page. Yep. So there you go. That's where it is. One big happy streaming family. I wouldn't say it's a happy streaming family all the time, Jeff. Let's come on. There's always drama. Yeah. There's always drama here somewhere or not. So, but good question. What other questions do we have? Other questions? Thank you, Toxic. Thank you very much. By the way, we do have classic D&D reprints, so come in. Just let me know, and we will be good. Anyone else? Yeah, there you go. You've always had it. You've always had it there. Yep, it's very useful. Okay. So what other comfort zones personally, or whatever we have with D&D or gaming or anything? For me, a lot of times I'll say this. Back in the old day, and Tim will agree, I was very inflexible with my game. I was back in the day, but I've become more flexible.
I think certain things, but some of it was age and just how we talked to each other when we were younger.
Yeah, true.
Some of it, and yes, if we got a little too created and spurned it one way or another, then maybe sometimes it just, I think, age, experience, and changed mostly. That's most of the changes.
And some of my other players, my Thursday night regulars, sometimes say, you let them get away with stuff that you would never let us get away with.
Oh, that's true.
It is. But then again, I hold them to a higher standard. For example, they have to pre-choose their magic user spells. I let even Ed Greenwood spell point their spells on mage, on spellcasters. I let them do it.
Yeah, you're easier on them.
I am easier on them.
And
I
it's
am.
not
I admit
fair.
it. But they haven't been playing for 40 years.
Doesn't matter. Who cares? Ed's been playing longer.
Yeah, nah. It's just the way it is. Right. I mean, fifth edition, everything's spell point, right? You have your spells, and you have so many. You don't have to worry about it. You can cast. You have
I didn't.
Yeah. What?
I didn't like the Vankian way, and I don't like the spell point way, so I have my own way. Well, you can cast any spell you know.
Right.
It's just that there's a lot more risks because there's a crit table, but I also made a spell casting fumble table.
You did, but I've never seen a single fumble yet.
Oh, we have had it.
Really?
If you fumble at low level, it can kill you easily.
Yeah, I haven't seen. Well, I haven't seen one live. Have I seen one? Mm-mm.
It happened once, yes.
What?
Yep.
Once?
Yes. Well, most people don't do it. Most people don't. Well, there's
risk
fumbling
isn't
at
worth it.
casting, but like if you say I've prepared these
Right.
4 spells, I want to cast a spell I haven't prepared. Well, it takes you first. You got to like center yourself. You got to get all your spell components out, and then you have to try to cast it. And it's a much lower success rate. So no one hardly ever does it. But you could cast any of your spells. It's just, you're trading by having them prepared. You're using ritual to trade off time for guaranteed success and duress. So really, you've generated the power. So then in the combat, you go la la la, boom, release.
So question for you, Tim.
Yeah.
Do you let them take a chance at upcasting beyond the standard metrics?
He's a 1E guy, so probably
hasn't ever.
Can you upcast in your games?
Brought up, I would entertain it, but it would be very risky. I mean,
well, that's what I mean. That's what was making me think about it. Okay, well, I get your logic behind it's not prepared, so it's breaking your concentration and your prep and all that stuff. But at the same time, if you're trying to force more into it, well, maybe you could try, but the risk is there, right?
With first edition, spells scale a lot better than they do in fifth, right?
Oh.
So there's no second edition tried to create a limit on damage. So like a 19th level mage will cast the first level magic missile and they'll do 10 die 4 plus 10 no save because it's every other level. And they capped it at second edition. At
I don't do that.
We don't cap
that.
Yeah. So technically, yeah.
I also added a proficiency too, where there's certain weapon proficiencies you can get. Well, magic users can get a proficiency that adds +1 to every die of damage.
Yeah.
With their damaging spells.
I did not add that. I added spell extension. I added duration extension.
Yeah. I incorporated these too.
I added those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I took a lot of what Jay had in his proficiencies and added them.
Yeah. But I did not add the damage one. But I added items that do damage. I just gave one out. Once per day, they can cast a spell at -2 on the save and +1 die of damage. And in fact, I think Star's character got that Thursday night. It was like a necklace of spell acuity, I called it. Yeah. So, how about your thoughts, Anna, on that kind of stuff with magic? I know you do a lot of upcasting.
And I'm actually now I'm rewriting Hawk Tales, so there will be the second alpha, the public alpha. So I'm rewriting a whole bunch of stuff because now I got almost 100 sessions of experience, so I know the pain points. And one of the things that I want to do I want to have spells have a minimum level. So, for example, I want to be Fireball has a minimum level of cantrips. So you can cast the minimum would be like a little Pie Puff that do D4 damage and little range, like a 5-foot little poof, and then you can go all the way up to 9th level where you get like an explosion that covers 200 feet and do a heck of a lot of damage. So you can dial in where you want them, so to speak. So
Hmm.
a lot of spells. So spell, not all of them, but some spells will not scale, so to speak. But a lot of spells will come in with the minimum caster level, and then they go up, so to speak. So you can upscale them as needed, and that the base way of doing it is simply using a higher spell slot. But the other sneaky way is that if you're an expert at that spell school, for instance, you're a specialist, then you can cast them without spending a higher. So
Hmm.
if you're an evoker, for instance, you can cast fireballs that are way more powerful than the regular wizard. And then if you're also a master pyromancer, so to speak, so you're a master at fire magic, they do more damage. And if you combine it, that means that you can cast heck of a lot better fireballs than the regular wizard or someone who's just dabble in magic. So that's how I want the system to be, very flexible in that sense. And Fireball, I want to make it one of the signature spells, so you can cast it all the way from cantrip all the way to 9th level.
So it goes from cigar lighter to
Yeah.
nuke
Yeah.
the site from orbit.
Exactly. First one is like 10 feet away. You can do like a 10-foot radius thing that do 3d force damage or whatever, like a little
Filter
poof
weight,
of, yeah. And
right?
then you go all the way up to things that go
Wizard.
boom at a long distance and covers huge areas
What a
of
great-
firestorms. So yeah.
What a
So
great-
that way, that's some of the way. But I'm also thinking about, but I will probably not make it into. But there are different types of magic. There are also pact magic. They don't use slots, so you don't know when you run out. So you use the caster check. That becomes more and more difficult the more difficult magic you want to cast. So you have not really, you don't know how many you can cast. So you do a caster check, and if you're lucky, you can cast it, and it works just like fine. And if you fail, then you have to spend some of your meta currency, exertion, or even worse, hit points to make it cast. So you can literally kind of go overboard and do it. Even regular wizards and stuff can cast more than they have spell points to do, or slots to do. But but they don't have any slots at all. It's a bit luck, and do the my patron is with me, so to speak, then you can cast it. So
Excellent.
they become more whimsical. So there's different types of casters in that sense. Yep.
What other comfort zones do we have here? What are
Um,
challenges?
Well, for me, building my own rule system is one of the main reasons I'm doing it is that I want to build my own comfort zone. Something
Understood.
that I'm very comfortable with, that works to my strength as a DM, and kind of pave over and smooth over the bits I'm not that good at, so to speak. And so in a way, I want a rule system that can kind of help me where I'm weak as a DM.
Okay.
And that, I think, is another aspect. You should pick a rule system that can help you in your weak spots, because the strong spots, are you a DM that can master narrative stuff really well? You don't really need a rule system that goes in and kind of messes with that stuff. If you're a great storyteller and you can weave a scene and talk about that stuff, you don't really need a rule system to do it. Then you might want to have something that guides the combat well. But on the other hand, if you're a DM that knows your numbers and you know all the cool stuff with combat and stuff, then you might not need the crunchiest system in the world, but you might want to have narrative stuff in the rule system, or you might maybe have something that is both tactical and narrative in order to weave that in. That's another consideration as a DM, to pick things that kind of either support what you can or help you patch over the bits, because we're all, meaning I'm terrible at voices, or I'm
No, yeah, it's
not
voice acting.
reasonably good at whatever. But yeah, so we all have our ups and downs, strong points and weak points as DMs, so to speak.
And for me, this is one of 20 binders of stuff, right?
Yeah.
Custom. And
Mm-hmm.
I based mine's very custom off 1E2E.
Yeah.
Just that was my difference,
Mm-hmm.
because there was stuff lacking, and there's stuff I wanted to add and do, and but the downside. I don't know if it's a downside. I just got a request a couple of days ago. Could you tell me every spell you use outside of the Player's Handbook on Arcana? No, my head would explode because it's probably right, Tim. It's probably 1,000 spell.
I don't know if you've ever consolidated them. I've
It's
been
impossible.
Yeah.
dabbling with different colleges and schools of
Yeah.
magic and
Hmm.
different orders of magic
Yeah.
to gather some stuff together. It has to add a little bit more atmosphere
Hmm.
to the game for spellcasters. So like,
Yeah.
oh, I'm trained by this guy from this school. I'm kind of loyal to them, so I have access to this.
Mhm.
Right.
Just to make it
It's
interesting, and
it's
Yeah.
super.
also give a reason why these other spells are there. Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah. I
and
read a really good. Oh, sorry.
I'm just saying it's just a little thing that I want to do and
Look what
allocate a
I
little time to
look
it.
what I did two weekends ago with Ed. They found Elminster's traveling spell book in Greyhawk.
Well, he could go there, couldn't he, if he wanted?
Well, yeah, absolutely. And that
Yeah.
thing teleports all over. So, I mean, I was kissing his butt a little bit. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
But made it for a good storyline because it was right off pages from the mages, and it said,
Mhm.
this thing teleports all over the place. So why
Yeah.
not
And
teleport to
It's
another?
probably
yeah.
sentient.
Yeah, it had a feel to it. It's sentient. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But one of the I read an interesting blog article some time ago, but like a year ago, so I forgot who wrote it, but it had a real good point that got me thinking a lot when I was in the middle of doing Hawk Tales here. That was that their perception of a lot of fantasy role-playing games is that spell casting kind of simply overwrites a lot of the rules. If you have a spellcaster, they can cast a spell that circumvents whatever it is. They can disable traps. They can just do whatever. So all the other characters can become redundant, or they're not needed, so to speak. And because you just have magic, they can just smooth it over. And so that is one of the aspects. So that's another thing of thinking about both when you write an adventure or what spells you allow in the game and stuff, is that what is the role of magic? Is the magic is the if you have all of it, can it do everything, so to speak? Meaning the limitations of magics as much as the strengths of magic. And that I think it's one of the key bits. What do you want magic to do in your games or
Right.
be able to do? Meaning
No,
wish
that's true.
spells and stuff like that. Or
Yeah.
what so start thinking about what could magic theoretically possibly do, so to speak, and then go from there and say, okay, the most powerful magic in the world could do this, and then little bit less powerful can do less of it. But start thinking, because as a DM in a world, especially if you make your own world and your own house rules, then you have to start thinking, okay, what is the most powerful thing magic can do? And then you can simply say,
Mhm.
what is the most powerful thing mortal magic can do? And then you can simply say, gods can do this much, but mortal creatures can only do this. And then the regular wizard can only do, or something can only do this part of that, so to speak. I think that was at least my approach, meaning I start at the worst end. What would be theoretically possible to do? And then I start design downwards from there.
I never
I
thought about working magic backwards like that. I
Yeah,
think in some way I intuitively did it, but never to the extent that you just outlined it.
yeah,
So that's definitely going to be rolling around for a little while in my
yeah,
head,
Right.
yeah,
because like I explained for Age of Ash and Scale, basically it was overused, and beyond some cosmic things that happened, it broke it, right? So now if they don't have the correct basically focus in their possession, they're constantly casting wild magic
yeah,
because
Ooh.
they can't depend on the weave anymore because it's so broken now
Interesting.
because it's so overused in the
hmm
cosmic fight that took
yeah,
place and the fall of the gods and them not being
make
present.
sure
And
you make a good penalty.
yeah,
right, I should
Lots
send it
of
over your way. I
fumbles.
should
yeah,
send it over your way, Tim, and be like,
yeah,
hey, this is beginner level, bump
yeah,
it up to expert.
hmm
But just that essence, that what could it do? I think both what I'm hearing you say, Anna, and Tim, I got you rolling around in my head now of, yeah, that huge waterfall, powerful stream is broken. And so if you tap into it without the ability to streamline it, who knows what happens, right?
yeah,
And so that's the current weave in my world is like, but I've never thought, well, what really is the worst that could happen?
Yeah.
or the best, right? Like, what is that maximum
Yeah.
level?
Is
And then
it
where is
so
it?
broken dragons can't fly, or they
Yeah.
can barely fly? Because it was they used to say, well, they can fly because they're magical.
I
Because
guess I
usually
didn't.
they're
Yeah,
I
that's
Yeah.
another thing you're
yeah.
thinking, meaning, okay, yeah, that exactly what could fly, or meaning how do physics work? But Roddy, I want to add to something you said that I
Ah,
think is
that's
really
good.
important, that often overlooked in Magic. You talked about the weave, and
Yeah.
that meaning for me, I think one of the overlooked aspects of Magic in most D&D games is that what makes it tick? Meaning,
Mm.
is it a way to turn it off? What can it turn on? Meaning, do what and meaning what are the limit not the limitations in power, but does it work everywhere? Does it
Mm.
how do you cut it off? Can you
Are there dead
hinder it
zones? Yeah.
exactly? How do you create a dead zone? How do you block magic and stuff? That's another aspect that can really play. So that when I sat down and figured out Hawktails, it was like, okay, how do magic work? And then I realized, oh, there's three ways it can work. One is arcane magic, that you
Hmm.
understand the world and you simply tweak physics and chemistry, kind of fantasy-esque way, using
Hmm.
your talents and things you've studied and figured out the world. And then you have divine magic. Some powerful being gives you the power to do this. And then you have a primal magic that you're tuned to nature, so you use nature's power around you. But they all have implications, meaning arcane magic only works in the normal world where the world actually functions that way. When you go to the outer planes, the physics and chemistry and stuff equivalent doesn't work that way. So then that puts limitations. Then
Hmm.
divine magic means that you need in touch with your patron deity or power. Otherwise, you're not giving the spells.
Right.
Nature means that there needs to be life and nature. If that
Yeah.
is not around, you don't get it. So that comes with, and that's the other thing. But there are 100 different ways magic can function. But as a DM world builder, you need to figure out how you want it to function for your world. And it can be hard or soft. Magic might be something you weave with stories or something really
But
soft, kind of fun, so to speak,
you,
and stuff.
you
Or it can
don't.
be hard. Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing I want to stress:
Yeah.
do not worry about the microcosm level.
Mm.
That may fill itself in as you go. Think
Right.
about
Yeah.
what you need for your campaign. Number
Well,
one
yeah.
thing
Hmm.
I see that's the mistake of many people who world build or try and world build in Greyhawk or wherever is they want to know what's going on in the freaking Farce Barbarian lands when they're adventuring in the
Mm-hmm.
Yeomanry. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
like, you don't need to know that.
it's a
You don't.
mystery.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You don't. That's why
To,
my joke, I don't care about the eastern side of the map, is kind of serious. I
yeah.
don't care what's going on in the Great
Yeah.
Kingdom. It doesn't affect
Yeah.
my game.
Yeah.
Hmm.
And
But
if you overload yourself, you're going to
mhm.
bog yourself down.
Yeah.
Does that make
And
sense?
and
Yeah.
oh yeah, it does.
You
Yeah.
can always create it if it's relevant to the
Right.
picture.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And
Yeah.
usually
Yeah.
where it's relevant is that once you introduce
Yeah.
powerful villains, meaning how powerful can they be?
Right.
Because
Right.
they are
Right.
usually the enemy is usually the one that have the most powerful magic and resources before you have it, so to speak.
Right.
And then the other aspect is legends, meaning like the invoke devastation and stuff, meaning could that happen again, that or something, or what
Hmm.
would be the setup, because that could be the plot for a campaign. You have to
Right.
stop it, or something like that, meaning what is needed to
Yeah.
create a new devastation and stuff. So then you can use that narrative and say, okay, all these 200 things need to fall in place before you can pull that off. And
Hmm.
then you can have a campaign where you can thwart the enemy to do this by having all the 200. But then you have the problem, don't run the end of the world campaigns, because if you fail on every of them, then the world will blow up, and that might not be a good thing. So yeah,
I
but you can do local levels. You can
Yeah.
do what it takes to eradicate a good temple, or eradicate an evil one.
Hmm.
You can still
Yeah,
scare them with prophecies of the second invoked
yeah,
devastation,
mm-hmm,
and you
yeah,
can give them all
Yeah.
sorts of weird things
Stories.
that make them go like,
yep, yep.
That's it.
Yeah. So what I'm trying
"It's a
to say is
mystery. They
that,
don't
yeah,
know."
think about this and incorporate as much of it as you feel you need for your
Right.
games. That's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Rory's been around, man. It's been like 5 years. I mean, he was part of
Yeah.
Blue
Yeah.
Box from the beginning, Teferi. So, Blue Box was the second most popular Greyhawk channel we had in our stream team
Hmm.
for a long
Yeah.
time. So it was a
Yep.
Excuse me. It was a shame things didn't go as planned, but this is an opportunity now for better stuff,
Yep.
which I'm looking forward to. I'm really excited, Rory, for everything you're going to be doing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going
I'm
to be a fun
excited
time.
to be, like I've said before, just the community, just the people, you, Jay,
Yeah.
you've constantly been so supportive.
No
Yeah.
problem.
It's awesome to have more
Both
people in the
both to me
community.
directly, but also the people just around, just whether in your games or that you support otherwise, just good place. Good place.
I know that we already had one reach out to you in chat.
Yes,
The
there's been
Hunter
a
Life.
couple.
Okay, good, fantastic,
Yeah.
fantastic. So what would you say in closing, man? Or any other questions or commentaries for us? Or good, Rory, feel free.
I can only imagine that I'm gonna be sending DMs every now and then to you guys. Like
It's all good.
Please do.
because even just in this little bit, I mean, I don't know if you've noticed, I have been
Yeah.
writing notes down as each of you are saying something, or I see something pop up in the chat and like, oh, yeah, like there's something there too. And I just love that. And that's one of the areas that I like still feel it internally where we talk about that discomfort area. And in order to, I forget how I heard a motivational speaker said it. Of course, they said it really fancy and lovely, but the ability to admit, oh, it's actually a psychologist. Um, the ability to admit ignorance is the only way that you can actually grow and learn. And there is so much that I don't know. And whether it comes from just someone running a homebrew campaign, a pre-written campaign, listening to you guys, I just can't say thank you enough. There's always just something out there that I don't know. Even this website that you just showed me, like, sweet, I have something I can use now. Because just in the transparency of it, like, I love paying an artist, but I can't afford an artist.
No.
Like,
Can you
and I
imagine
want
if you did
to,
2,000,
yeah,
portraits for
yeah. And I love supporting whether it be local stores. I mean, that's
Right.
everything from my grocery store to
Yeah.
the local gaming store, right? I love local support. I'm big about the local economy, which is wonderful because it makes world building, to you guys' point, easier. Just focus on the local economy
It's
Oh
and you
it.
yeah,
build a world.
exactly. Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Uh,
Yep.
but it's hard.
I'm just
So,
gonna make my daughter draw something for me if I need it.
Well, that's
right?
great too, man.
That's
You got
great
that.
to have.
You have that
Yep.
option. Less is more when it comes to
She,
streaming.
she did tell me she was
It's just the way it
self-conscious
is.
that she was self-conscious the last she had actually had a concussion the last one she drew for me. She had a
Yeah.
concussion she was recovering from, and she did it in a very short period of time. She wanted me to throw that caveat out, and I forgot when I showed it.
Hmm. So yeah,
Yeah.
I don't have anything at the moment, Jay,
Okay, it's all good.
other than thank you
Of
and
course.
I appreciate everyone.
Tim, what's your final thoughts on this discussion tonight? This is a
Don't
fun
listen to
one.
anybody else. No,
This-
it- you just gotta, take some risks here and there and realize we're all trying to have fun. And with a good group, those comfort zones disappear or reduce. And I think that's the best thing I could say, really.
Mhm.
It should be
Yeah,
fun. And then
absolutely.
that's what's important.
So, Anna, how about you?
Well, yeah, go outside of your comfort zone because that's one of the ways you learn, so to speak. But be a daredevil, but be a careful daredevil. Don't step too far out, so to speak, and risk too much. But step outside. And I can tell even when you DM'd for decades and decades. I stepped up at GaryCon 2 years ago. I think I did my first real
Hmm.
test. I think as a DM. That was a Tower of Gygax, and
Mm.
and I was asked to open
Hey,
up.
Jeremy.
And yeah, and at the other table was Ed Greenwood running a game, and after me was Dave Zeb Cook coming to run a game, and then I was supposed to run an old school game for 2 hours, killing as many characters as possible. And I hadn't run an old school
Tower
game in
Gygax.
30 years or something like that. And yeah, so you simply have to. And I realized you needed fast-paced action filled because you only got 2 hours and you have to kill as many. And there was like 8, 9, 10 players, so you have to kill as many of their characters as possible in like
Wait a
2
minute, wait a minute.
hours.
At
Yeah,
Curtis, I'm putting this in your ear. Who
yeah.
survived that?
No, that was the second year. That was the
Oh,
second year. Yeah, the first year I
Nice
only killed like
try.
I that was like 8. I had 8 players and I only killed like 3, maybe 4. But then I had learned my stuff the year after, so I
and
ran.
everyone died, but who?
Exactly, but you. Oh, but you were the cleric who were healing
That's
people behind. So yeah, you were only in combat at the end. So yeah.
Sanctuary spells
Yeah,
work great.
yeah. And then I ran a game. No, that was the first year, but the second game you were in.
Right, it
First
was
year,
the
but
first
then
year. You're in two
but
that
then
year.
exactly, yeah, but then I had second year, I killed off everybody except I killed off TPK or near TPK twice. So yeah, but that is even that I realized that damn, I could do this. It was
Yeah,
fun and people had fun. So yeah, so it's different. But that was definitely way out of my comfort zone, both play style wise, the rule system, the situation and stuff. But just wing it, so to speak. And also that's the other one that I want to say about running on conventions and stuff.
of
The
course.
players are the most motivated, awesome players that come to
Mm.
conventions because they are dedicated. They spend time, money, effort to go to a convention. They want to play. People in your home game, they might be like, "Oh yeah, I need to go this week too," and whatever. So they might not be super motivated. Convention players are super motivated, but they are also demanding. They want and need and paid for in blood, sweat, tears, and money to have a
Yeah,
game run. So you better be there and perform, so to speak.
yeah, adapting. I'm sad you're
Yeah,
missing it too. So
yeah,
for me, when I first time going to PAX Unplugged was an eye opener, and then that, you know,
yeah.
con gaming, DMing, and live streaming DMing is very similar.
Mm.
It's very similar. Time
Hmm.
frame.
Yeah,
You gotta stay
that's
on
that. Yeah.
target. You
Hmm.
gotta keep well, the cat's herded. You can't,
Yeah,
and all that to have a successful game. And that's just they're very, very similar.
yeah. And it
So
makes running your home games better if you
yeah,
Mm.
run games at conventions and stuff.
absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely. And that's part of the fun of it. And hopefully, you all enjoyed tonight's discussion. We went on a lot of different tangents. And Roy, thanks for coming on, man. I guarantee you,
Thanks for
Yeah.
having
yeah,
me.
of course, of
Yeah, it
course.
was great
We're gonna
having you here.
keep things rolling, along, and we're gonna have a blast. Also, if you're having fun, your players are having fun. That is it. And that's so. When I had the problem, by the way, if you didn't hear, I have my old machine downstairs is Windows 10. I got a 2500 killer Ethernet card on the motherboard. Whenever Windows 11 updates, it likes throwing in all. Oh, you need a new driver. Well, that's what it did during the stream yesterday, and my upload speed went down 90% because of it. Now it took me 5 to 6 hours to figure this out. That's why I always turn the updates off completely, and then I take real care in doing it. But it was a nightmare. So if you missed a game, it was fun. But we did finish it, and were successful. One character got put to -9, but got death stored, so it was good. But
So it
they
was an
still enjoyed it.
interrupdate.
Yeah,
It was
Yeah.
absolutely.
an interruptate.
It was an interrupt. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I got it fixed. I got it fixed. So don't worry about. There's no. So up. Let's just talk about this week. I only have one banner to share, and that is because there is no game Thursday. I have a company Christmas party Thursday night, but we're for Wednesday we're doing the GREYHAWK
Really go back
folio
to
and box
basics. Yeah.
set. We're gonna finally discuss that in detail. We've never really done that, so we're gonna go in and
Yeah, we mention them every Legends lore,
yeah,
but we haven't had
it's a
it
good idea, my
dedicated
Mike.
talking about it. Yeah.
Plus, we got some things. Grodog knows a couple things that should have been in '83 that weren't included. So he
See,
gave us a
see,
list of
Rory,
those.
there's the masters in doctorate in Greyhawk geography and anthropology talking and history talking.
Yeah, absolutely, it's a true hardcore Legends and lore on Wednesday. No game on Thursday, but there will be a special game on Saturday at 11. So just note that I'll be putting that together. I'm not sure of who's. I know Bella's in. I'm not sure of who else is in yet, and then we'll build the special group around who's available and what. My guess is gonna be a little higher level, so and we'll keep on going that. Yep. Well, thank you. All right, let's do. The giveaway tonight, get your choice of 2 of our Classic D&D reprints here. If you don't have, I wish I had, I don't have any of the folios or the new one, the 5th edition. So right now, we'll do a GREYHAWK. If you don't have that, GREYHAWK, Treasures of GREYHAWK and How's Cult of the Reptile Guide, Tim's favorite. I want to go get a pig adventure. Yeah.
That's where Jay was mean to me. Was mean to me in that adventure.
Why was I mean to you?
I don't know why you do it, but that was.
It was just no, it wasn't mean. It was hysterical. His barbarian cleric leveled up and he wanted to get a boar.
He was trying to buy a pig to cook for his friends,
and he went out on his own.
No, he was bought it from the farmer, and the farmer's like, "Sorry, you got to get it on your own." And then I had to roll the hit. He's first level, so it wasn't.
You were second.
Whatever. Same difference on the table.
It was awesome. So
he had trouble getting the pig.
He did. It was fun. So.
And then he got captured because of the adventure.
All right, and if you have these, just get with me, and I'll send you out something else. I got a whole pile courtesy of Patrick. So here we go. Last call exclamation. Thank you. And like I said, my apologies about yesterday. You know how upset I get when stuff doesn't work, because I know those that are watching me, I appreciate you, so I was really upset about it.
And you take care, and you check it ahead of time. You're disciplined that way. Yeah,
I always do my pre-checks and everything. It's just ridiculous. So all right, here we go. The winner tonight is Greg Justinius. All right, let me know, man. We'll get you something you don't have.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
There you go. So
I just mentioned that I have my GIS workshop on Tuesday for patrons. There's still slots open, so to speak. So log in there, and if you're a patron, you can sign up, and I'll send you an invite.
Greg, we'll figure it out.
Yeah. So that is at 4 p.m. Pacific on Tuesday. So it will be 7 p.m. Eastern. Yep.
So we're gonna, like we normally do, we're gonna raid into Darling for sure. Show. I think she's got Eric Mona in it for the next couple of weeks, so we'll go right there. Also, we're gonna Anna, if you can stay on Zoom and as well. Oh, look, Mike did. He did it last time too. Mike Disney's coming in now, man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Welcome.
So, thank you, man. We're about to end the Darling Creep Show too, man. Mike, we're just finishing up, but I really appreciate you.
Yeah, I need to say a special thank you to. There were so many people that were coming on Friday for my mapping stream and chatted and stuff. So damn, that was so much fun. So thank you, everybody. Yeah, I know there's several of you here. So
thank you so very much, Mike, for doing that. We're gonna that'll beef up the raid into Darling. So Rory, thanks. Tim, thanks. Tim, if you want to stick around and listen to the story I'm going to tell, you can.
I do.
Okay. All right. It's something to do with Anna and me. So yeah. All right. I'll see you all Wednesday night at 7, and then it won't be till Saturday after that. So Mike, thank you. 64 months, you crazy bastard. Although, Naz is like 83 months now. It's insane. I mean, it's like 7-8 years of subbing. Yeah. All right. Wow. Michael Z, thank you for all. I got the winners for Saturday. I will get you those emails as well, Michael, for Frog God. Thank you for all your support, everyone. Let me hit a wrong button here. Oh, it's raining the Darling. Say hello to her, please. Rory, they changed the rating system in so much since when we started streaming, man. It's annoying sometimes. You gotta type. Oh my God! Normally your favorite streamers show up, but now not anymore.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Well, they're trying to control you.
Yeah. You can't control this.
Look, we got a special guest coming in for this discussion.
Tell me about it.
Dun, dun, dun.
Rory, I want to show you one of my secrets.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We'll see you all Wednesday. Enjoy.
Bye, everyone.
That's okay.
Are they at the same location at the same time?
Yeah, probably. She's probably what? Bones is staying at Darling's, probably.
Yeah.